Hello, and welcome to Magic Myths and Mayhem, a TTRPG podcast with mostly accurate rules and consistent character voices. I'm Alex, your host and GM, and with me around pretty much my wonderful players. How is everyone doing today? I rushed through that so fast, and I don't
You
really know
really
why.
did.
I ramped into it. I got the vibe. I just ran away.
Showing off that you know it so well. You can just do the whole thing in one
I know
word.
it so well that every week, even though I do know it off by heart, I still have it in front of me. Because why wouldn't I? You know?
I'm going to sneak over there sometime, change the wording, and see if you know.
Hello, welcome to Magic Myths and Mayhem. I'm a Burke. That would involve you being able to use technology at all. So
I can use technology if I feel like it.
if you feel like it, you just never feel like it.
I used to get paid to do that kind of thing. Now I'm not paid for it anymore. I don't see why I should.
Well, exactly. Well, this is episode 3. I think you guys have done stuff. You know,
we did.
Oh, I didn't let you answer the question. How are you doing? Anyone want to bring up anything?
We don't need to answer.
I had a lovely lie-in today.
That sounds very nice.
If you want to know why, you'll never know.
It's not even on the Patreon. Where I could put the information, but won't.
No, you couldn't. I don't think at this point you could.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a recap. As usual, it's less of a recap and more of like an intro. But you know what? Listen and enjoy.
It's going to flow into it. It's going to flow into it nicely.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, never mind. No, I have it on shuffle. Fuck.
Well, wasn't that an interesting display? I agree. Monty's original plan of sneaking aboard and taking the angel fire was a clever one. A shame that he couldn't find the drugs. Yes, he did find gold and gems under a hidden panel. What's your point? Well, I don't see how that's relevant. I guess it was inevitable that a fight would happen. I mean, props to them for trying to talk to the crew and buy the drugs first, but I guess in these circles everyone just can't help themselves. A shame they had to murder the crew of the Verd, though, eh? I mean, yes, they were bad people, but did they deserve to die? They did what? Oh my. I guess they did deserve to die. Well, now our motley crew will be going back to Gertank the Killer and trading the drugs for the information they need about the slavers they're chasing. Yes, the drugs are worth a grand amount of money. Why? Well, they could keep it, I guess, but that wouldn't go well for them. Yes, something like that. Okay, there's no need to be so graphic. Oh, gods, where did you learn that kind of language? What in there? What? Actually? I don't want to know.
I've got a question.
Yes?
Who are they?
No, not even close to being my question. My question is...
That's not your question. I'm the only one who fucking cares about that.
Are those sounds that you found somewhere, or did you or someone that you asked to have to sit in front of a microphone and just go for like 15 minutes to get enough of them?
As funny as that would have been, I have a library of sound effects, which because I pay for various things for this, which has somewhere in the region of 16,500 sound effects, so it's one of those. Well, actually, it's quite a few of those.
I got really bad deja vu during that.
Yeah, I'm sure I've done similar ones before. Nothing's original, artist dead. Okay, so it is late in the evening. Late in the evening on Metrocool. You're standing at the docks. It's almost midnight, about 11 p.m.-ish. In the distance, you see a ship burning away. I reckon at this point, most of the hull has got destroyed to the point when it starts sinking, and it's mostly smoke as the fire disappears. The bodies of those you have scorned or stabbed quite viciously, or in fact eaten in the case of some dragons, disappearing to the bottom of the sea. You have a bag full of drugs and a sword which you learnt was, does anyone remember?
Yes,
The screaming sword.
The wailing slicer.
Bacon slicer. Yes.
Yes. The screaming sword. And you also have a bunch of gold and a bunch of gems, which you've decided to hold on to for either magical means or selling.
And
Using.
10 spare pouches.
Oh yes, and the
Yeah.
pouches.
Yes, you did also have a pouch of pouches.
That's right.
There was a pouch of pouches.
Did we ever divvy up the rest of those? I think I took 2 of them.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
took
I
2.
have
I
2
have the other
pouches.
8.
I don't really have any particular use for a pouch at the moment. But
Yeah, I didn't take any.
These are going to be like the glass vials that Maisie bought at the beginning of C3, and I had in my inventory for the entire campaign.
Yeah. Yes.
And I used
Indeed.
once to pick up some black goo that we never did anything
Oh
with.
yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
God, I forgot about
The
that.
cabbage house. Broccoli house. So, it is really up to you what you do at this point. I mean, there is the obvious path, of course, but you are in an entire city. It is late at night. You could sleep or sort out the situation swiftly.
Well, I'm inclined to take this straight back to that nice gentleman because
Yeah, get rid of it.
having this in a room with us at night and trying to sleep, I don't think I could sleep. I think in a place like this, there might be people who would be interested in what we have here.
It's probably tracked as well.
I mean, it's in an extra dimensional space. They're not going to track it until we take it out of that extra dimensional space.
Fair.
And if we go back to that guy who is definitely not a nice gentleman, there may be another fight in store. So I feel like we should be fully prepared.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yes, no, yeah, I stand corrected. I think perhaps you're right. Bit of a rest, get ourselves, get our magical juices flowing, as it were, ready to take on all comers.
We were saying that time might be a bit of a factor, though.
True. In finding the slaver lady.
If needs be, I can condense about an hour's rest into 10 minutes. Just at the expense of a little bit of magical energy. If that's what you'd like to do, Captain.
To be honest, I don't think we're going to run into that kind of trouble with Mr. Killer. It didn't seem like he was the kind who was going to double-cross us. If we double-crossed him, I think we'd be in serious trouble. But I think...
He definitely seemed like the kind who would double cross us.
I suppose we were directed to him by more than one person. And
Yeah.
if you're going to be the guy who knows stuff in a place like this,
yes.
it's not really worth it to be untrustworthy, because then no one will do business with you.
Correct. And also, if he doesn't give us the information we need, we don't have anywhere else to go.
Well,
That's also true.
With the possible exception of that dead head.
What if he turns on us?
If I'm honest, in the bar that we were in, if they turned on us, I don't think it would matter how much preparation we made.
That's fair. You might die.
in the case there is another debacle, is everyone prepared to do that? Do we feel like we could handle ourselves with what we have?
I mean, it's better than I've always handled myself.
I tell you what, chaps. I will take the drugs, and I will talk to the chap, and you will go back to the ship. And if I don't turn up in the next 2 or 3 hours, you'll come and try and rescue me if I'm still alive.
Oh, we could just leave you there.
To be
Well,
honest,
we can do
Captain,
that.
you're kind of looking the worst of all of us.
And we can't just leave you here. You're the captain. The only problem with that plan, Captain, is that rather than telling you where this captain that we're looking for is that he might just take you straight there.
Oh, yes.
And then we definitely have another fight in store.
Well, how about this then? One of you comes with me, the others wait outside. That at least means that they are aware that we're not all there and they can't just stick us all in a bag and kill us. There'll be people outside who can bring retribution down upon them.
I could send Olive with you and Ozzy, since Ozzy is like the most physically threatening of us. He would be the good one to
Yes,
have with you.
that Aussie is a particularly good bodyguard, so yes.
And Olive could be my eyes and ears, so we know what's happening in there anyway.
You stay outside. If it looks like it's going south, you can either... Well, you'll make a judgment call then. You either go and get some reinforcements, you come and try and help us, whatever.
Do we want to take Ozzy up on that 10-minute rest?
Well, I don't see why not. I could certainly do with it. I got a few cuts and bruises and I would like to. Well, if I had any eyebrows, I'd like to grow them back again. But
It depends on how much you value the extra 50 minutes for the time, just because it will be the most magical thing that I can do for a little while.
What other magical things do you normally do?
I normally use it to kill people and then like take their stuff.
I think we could spare the hour.
Yeah.
You know, I could also use it to transfer life essence into people like you, with all of your like fleshy bits.
so, in other words, if one were to shuffle off this mortal coil, you could shuffle us back again.
Not today, but like tomorrow, if that happened. If we found some more diamonds.
Well, I think whoever it was who made the point about that, I think it was you, Ozzy, about it, that we are under time constraint here. We are trying to rescue somebody who has been kidnapped. I don't think we can afford to take too long over this. We're going to have to just bite the bullet and go for it. I think.
If we're going to take that rest, Captain, you could also attune to that sword.
How long does tuning take?
An
An
hour.
hour.
An hour. About the
And
same
you
as a
can do
short.
it while you're resting.
Yes, I can certainly try
You
it.
can indeed.
I can give you some advice as well. Like when assuming there is like a consciousness in this sword, you have to treat them like another person. You can't just be like, "Oh, this is an item and that's it." This is a person that's in the sword. Assuming that if they are talking to you, that's the case.
But let's jolly well find out. Right, Ozzy? Do we need to find somewhere quiet for this?
You can just go back to the ship.
Sorry, so it was do the condensed arrest, was it?
No, we're doing the long rest now.
No, let's actually do a proper long rest. Let's
Long
keep-
rest.
Hey,
Yeah.
sorry,
Or-
No.
or-
Short rest.
10 minutes, 1 hour, or 8 hours?
1 hour.
One.
1 hour.
Pull out a
One hour.
menu.
We
Pick,
get to
pick your rest.
I'll have one of those and a half a
This
rest.
one comes along with a nice sword.
We'll
Yeah,
do
that's
we'll
fine.
do an ordinary 1 hour rest. Recoup our strength a little bit. You keep your magic on standby just in case. And then we'll head and see
Sure.
Mr. Killer.
If you're going to be using that fancy sword, Captain, might your current sword be better served with a different member of the crew?
Absolutely. Well, assuming that I can use it, it rather depends on what it's like when I try it out. So I might have to use it in sort of extremis, but otherwise keep it tucked away. We'll see. But assuming it
sense to me,
is, assuming it's usable, then yes, absolutely. Somebody else can use my sword. So then, back to the ship for a little lie down and a cup of tea.
We're on the ship, Captain. Do you feel all right?
Whoa!
You-
How did
you
we get
wanted to-
here?
You wanted to come back here before we looked at all the stuff. That was why we came back to the ship.
No, that was between the two, and then you went back out again.
Oh, I thought it was definitely that we'd gone back to the ship and looked at all the stuff because we've
Yeah,
done
I didn't think
identify and
about the
everything.
ship.
Yeah, you did that the first time after we were sneaky with the sword and the gems. Then you went back
Then we
out,
came
had
back,
the fight,
yeah.
and you're now on the pier watching the burning boat.
Because we went back to the ship and discovered that he in fact did not get the drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
The first. So you're just the order of what you remembered. It doesn't matter either way. You wander down the harbour, the decks. As usual,
I
people.
suppose we're only a few hundred feet away, aren't we?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it's actually,
It was the
remember,
opposite
like,
side.
100
It was
boats
the
I
opposite
suppose,
side
so
of the
there's quite a lot
docks.
Quite a lot of boats to walk past, but that's fine. People move out of your way as you wander down your dragon, trailing along, getting distracted every now and again. You have to, redirect them with a few snacks and things. At a certain point, you turn around and Pumpkin has most certainly eaten something, but you have no idea what. You just catch the end of them just like swallowing something, and you're like, what did you eat?"
Spit it out!
But eventually, yes, you go back to your boat and have your hour-long rest. So do your short. What are you doing in the background? He's getting a
Something.
navy hat.
I get my navy hat. There we
Oh,
go.
amazing!
I love that.
I don't have a good skeleton pirate hat.
No. Although you were wearing the
I'm not
navy
the
hat,
captain.
although your character has the bike one.
I know. I don't actually own a bike horn. This is the closest thing I have.
I'll have to get you one. So, yes,
I
you have your
don't
hour
think I
rest.
have a hat.
Do your short rest.
Probably find my old Sea Scout hat from many moons ago. From or ask my parents to send it up. I don't have it here.
You get
I've got-
your healing.
I've also got this, which Alex will remember. Alex will recognise this.
That's my beret.
I am going to use my arcane recharge feature to get back both of my second level slots that I used.
That makes sense. Okay. You do your rest, tend to your wounds and such, putting a couple of plasters here and there to stop the leaks.
Also,
Yes?
remember, you three all have 5 extra HP on your max right now, because I did cast aid on you all.
I don't. I used that in the fight.
It's
Yes,
max,
but
so you get it
it's
back
a
for the
max
next 8 hours.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
well,
you can
I-
heal it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Since mine has reset, it's forgotten that, but I'll remember it. If we won't need it. We're not going to get into a fight.
At the end of the hour, Monty, you're just putting a plaster on the last, or just, stitching up a little bit of the last of your wounds. You transform.
Oh yes, that's right. I'll be in my cabin. Because I know this is coming, so I'm going to be in my cabin.
Do I go with that one?
Yeah.
Everyone's choice. Do I go with the ridiculous thing that popped up, or?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Okay. You transform when everyone sees you exit. They see, your body, not too dissimilar in musculature. Your torso and your head and
Actually-
your arms, pretty similar.
No, at this point, I'd probably have my mask back on again while I'm on the ship.
That's fine.
I'm not going to wait up and go, sure, so they will see it eventually, but not
That's
yet.
fine. So your torso, arms, and head looking similar proportions to what they were before. Your legs hooven, your body
Oh.
extended,
Oh dear.
your back legs
Yes!
hooven.
Yes!
Oh dear.
You're a centaur.
Captain, you make a mighty fine seahorse.
Ah, yes.
Standing.
Yes.
Your head would be 7'5" off the, and probably about 7 foot actually, not too wildly above everything else. Kind of hard to hide that one. I will be honest with you.
I think at this point you probably would have noticed something was going on.
But because your clothes would only really fit on the human side of it, your horse body is like see-through and
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't glittery. You just sort of decided like
No,
ghostly.
It's translucent, so you can
Yeah,
you can
but-
see it perfectly well, but you can also see like looking through a thick mist.
Exactly. So harder to hide.
Okay.
Just gonna crouch a bit to Pesto, and say,
Huh?
Do you know how to make ethereal horseshoes? Is that part of your expertise?
I work with wood and metal. I don't.
Horseshoes are made of metal, right?
Are ethereal ones?
I don't know. I was hoping that you'd know.
Exactly. I have no fucking idea.
Captain, are you gonna make a clip clop sound?
Not. I don't know. I've never actually. I'd rather you wouldn't mention my shape. It's a bit of a sore point. Okay.
Oh, he's got sore hooves. That must be uncomfortable.
I don't have sore hooves.
Do you want me to make like little padded things out of the sacks that we got? Like maybe we could like tie them around your hooves to lessen the blow.
Let's not worry about it unless we have to try and sneak somewhere, shall we?
How are we supposed to go to the tavern? Are you looking at that?
That is an excellent point, but I don't have something. I know that only changed my clothes.
Change of plans. Different people are
I
going.
mean, is there a reason why we can't go now?
Well,
Well,
Like, I'm sure he's not gonna care.
I
He's
honestly
got
think
the
it would be
stuff.
more like I feel like people would not want to ask. You know.
I'm more thinking that they're gonna. He's only spoke to our captain the way he was yesterday.
Yeah.
We go with our captain the way he is now.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
were
but-
also there.
Yeah, Ozzy will be there.
I don't think that this guy's gonna care what the captain looks like as long as he gets his pay.
Okay.
I think you're probably right.
It'd be terrible if he did. That'd make him a bigot. That's a serious accusation to throw around.
Even on a pirate island.
Yes, I don't think that's going to be the worst thing they've done.
Very welcoming of all kinds of criminal and low-life scum here.
I am not even going down that road with you.
So for now, I'm going to use So I'm going to make my clothes look. This isn't the shift weave. This is the
Yes, sure,
fabulous
yeah.
gem, which also does this
Yeah.
sort of thing. So I'm going to make it look like. I'm trying to think what role a centaur might have on a ship. Some kind of light armor, as though in sort of a guard kind of look.
Sure. I mean, we're extending what is probably the normal use of a disguised self, but whatever.
Yeah, it's
you
not
can wear
disguise
some-
self. It's. I can't change how I look. I can change how my clothes look.
Yeah, but like even so, I'm sure it's meant to be for humanoids. Point
Oh, I was
is,
thinking,
I don't mind
I was thinking
humanoid.
just the front half. I didn't mean
Sure.
it's like an armored body. Just the
Sure.
clothing bit, clothed bit will, instead of looking like my captain's clothes, will look like. I don't want the guy to think it's supposed to be the same person.
That's clever.
What did you unattune from out of curiosity?
A big pump.
What did you unattune from out of curiosity for the sword?
That's a good point.
I was going to bring up the attunement as this conversation comes to an end, but we can do it now. You are indeed attuned to the Screaming Sword.
So I will take out the sword from its sheath.
You take out the sword from its sheath, and you hear this hefty sigh emanate sort of metallic ring from the blade that goes, "Oh, for God's sakes, where the fuck am I now?"
Ah!
Oh, hello!
Good,
Hi!
Oh, we can all hear it.
good day to you, Sir Sword. Do you have a name I should address you by?
I don't fucking care what you call me, for God's sake. Why don't people just put me to fucking rest?
You're called Frank.
Frank.
You're not called Frank.
I don't care. Where are we?
On a boat.
Metro Cool.
Yes.
On a boat. Metro Cool. Great.
Where do you last remember being?
No idea.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Monty.
I don't care.
You will be, for the moment, my sword,
Great.
and we shall probably be fighting together.
Can't wait to be an appalling show of bravery.
Well, I'm hoping not, because obviously a discussion is far better than combat. But if we are, I'm sure you'll acquit yourself brilliantly.
I won't exactly have a choice.
No, that is true.
Would you prefer to be used in a display of cowardice?
I
If
don't.
bravery is the
Yeah.
thing that's getting you?
I prefer to be just put into a big pile of lava and melted down to non-existence.
Why?
Why? Because living in this world is a fucking hellscape.
I mean, I agree. But
But what specifically for your current form makes it a living hellscape?
Just everything. Just existence is pain.
Did
you do know you're a sword, right?
I'm very aware I'm a sword.
Oh, just making sure.
have you always been a
It was a person who wanted to be melted down. I'm aware that people don't melt unless they're Warforged.
have you always been a sword?
What a stupid question.
Not really.
That wasn't a no, Captain.
I just told you I don't know where I was before this.
I see. Well, never mind. I'm sure you'll get on famously. For the moment, I'm going to put you away, and I'll no doubt talk to you later.
I'm kind of concerned that everyone can hear it.
Yeah. That's not going to be
It could
good
be
for a
awkward in
fight.
certain in certain
Yeah, we're gonna have to be
circumstances.
careful about what we tell it. Although it might be nice to have like an extra crew member.
I mean,
How many crew members do we really need, though?
enough to run the ship, which we have right now, at least for this ship.
I'm about to say we've got 4 plus Pumpkin plus all Rocket's little group.
Who?
No, I meant Spinach, his little group.
Who?
Spinach.
I don't know who that is. Are you talking about Pesto?
Yeah, Spinach.
To its credit, it wasn't really screaming. It was just kind of grumbling loudly.
Well, yeah, for now, but I think if we upset it, it probably will scream.
That's just a
And
translation thing.
Yeah.
I think if we promise that we will eventually accomplish whatever it wants us to do for it, that it'll be much more amicable and work with us while we do have it.
For now, I'm going to keep it in its sheath, and if I need to be quiet, I'll use my old sword. If we can make this, once we worked out how to make this sword a friend, I can perhaps give my old sword to somebody else to use.
I will say my mom is really good at handling things like this, so if we want to figure it out how best to help it without necessarily melting it down, we could take it to her.
It sounds like a good idea. I don't particularly want to melt it down, so yes, absolutely.
What's your mother's name?
Sidil?
Seville?
That's a nice name.
Sidil?
Like if you're being cordial with someone?
No. Not cordial, Sidil.
Sidil. Like S-I-D-I-L. Sidil.
Sydil, yes.
Seattle.
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 Sounds expensive.
Alex, as far as the attunement is concerned, it'll be the fabulous gem for the moment.
Wonderful.
Which you had just used.
So your visage that you had...
Which I will not be using instead. Yeah.
Sure. The visage that you had on disappears. You go back to the shift weave looking clothing, which has your sort of original look.
Yeah, so my idea with the original look was, so I've never really addressed this, but so I've got 5 outfits I think I can have, isn't it, with the shift weave? Is that right? Joe knows these sort of things.
It is 5 outfits that have to be predetermined.
That completely blank expression means yes. So
it's not an item I've ever used.
So I'm assuming that the sizes I'd have to have would, because I can only be sort of like humanoid kind of creatures. So it would be presumably small, medium, and large.
Small, medium, and large. I would say realistically, you'd have like, if you were to use the sizes as your different shapes, you'd have small, medium, thin, medium, muscular, and then like a large muscular, which would probably take 4 of them.
So the 5th one, that sounds reasonable to me. So the 5th one, I would have as some other nondescript outfit, like, just ordinary street clothes. Not too expensive.
Street clothes really depends on where you are.
Yeah, so I'm thinking in terms of...
But I'm pretty sure you can change what they are with a short rest or a long rest.
I think that was homebrew that we did. We were discussing that.
I don't believe I had it, but I think we said with a long rest you can change them. For now, you have...
Because you didn't want us to be using it for like every given situation.
Unless you changed it for Metrocool, you'd have Celian outfits, which is like... It's kind of this... the vibe of the city is very like...
You're talking about like a Marrakesh kind of place.
Yeah. Arabia, sort of.
That sort of thing.
Actually,
yes, except it would be more...
sort of the Middle East.
More wrapped up. Yeah, it would be more wrapped up because it's colder. It's similar to that, except you'd be more wrapped up because it's colder.
So that's fine. So I'd use that one. I don't want to use the captain's.
I just need to check that Purdy knows that the country that Aladdin is set in is fiction.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But it does have an aesthetic.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I could think of was Aladdin.
Like, non-existent, generic.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So you do that, and you have the sword, and unless there's anything else you want to do on the ship, apart from stopping Pumpkin from licking one of the doorknobs.
Yeah.
In fact, no. Pumpkin instead is now doing the dog thing and trying to sniff Monty's bumhole.
That's okay, because I've got a centaur tail. Mr. the Killer may recognize my voice, so somebody else will have to do the talking this time.
Well, Ozzy will be the one that's with you, right?
Or unless
I can talk if you'd like me to talk, Captain.
Unless one of you two would like to take Ozzy and I'll stay outside.
I don't think me going with Ozzy's a good idea.
Oh, no, what the hell. I'll take Ozzy. I'll just say I'm just a member of the crew. I don't suppose he'll he won't care very much.
You could just be from the same place that Captain's from.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am, as it turns out.
But you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Right, let's go. Let's get this over with.
Ozzy, here's my bag of holding. The drugs are in there.
Thank you very much. Shh. The goods are in there. Yes, absolutely.
We're on our ship still. Nobody's.
Walls have ears. All kids.
Are we handing over this bag, or are we like emptying it out somewhere?
No. This is our.
Think of the drugs and then just empty it.
Gotcha. Turn it upside down. Drugs, please.
And then it just empties as you're holding it upside down, thinking of drugs.
Will it empty out?
It works,
if
then.
I think of drugs, will it just empty out all the powder, or will the bags of drugs fall out?
Also, do you have any other drugs in there?
No, I don't have any yet. Well,
Angel fire catnip.
It depends on what you'd consider a drug, I guess, technically. But
you got any of my herbs in there?
Or give you all the shivery tingles?
I will.
You're fine then.
I will simply think of
think
bags of angel
specifically. Yeah, think specifically of the bags of angel.
Bags of
Bags of angel fire.
Bags of angel fire. Let's go and see Mr. the Killer.
No, wait. Do we want to hold on to any of these to sell ourselves?
I'm not keen.
No.
Okay.
Captain says no.
I don't want to deal in drugs. I mean, we have to this time. We have no choice. But I don't particularly want to deal in drugs myself. And also would need less open to Mr. the Killer and his friends being after us, and also potentially whoever had the drugs being after us. I don't really fancy it.
And you said
Okay.
last time, like when we got them, Pesto, that they're probably being tracked.
Oh yeah,
So-
for sure.
It's no good for us to hold on to them.
But if they're in the extra dimensional space, then it's fine. It's just when we take them out, we just have to be sure that we're going to get rid of them when we take them out of the bag.
Let's do that now,
Yes,
though.
exactly. Right, let's go. Let's get rid of this stuff.
I'll send Olive over to your shoulder.
You timidly walk down the gangplank with your forelegs. It's not particularly made for centaurial travel.
And
I'll expand the
I'm not
gangplank
used to
next
that
time.
centaur either.
Now that we know that this is a possibility.
This is I don't like this. I've never had this many legs before. This is confusing.
No, we'll make everything more accessible for you, Captain.
It's fine. Once I go to sleep, it should get better.
And head off.
What happens if you become like a
Through town.
spider person? Then you'll have even more legs?
Oh,
I
gosh.
don't even want to think about it.
We're going to need a bigger ship.
But then wouldn't you be small, so that wouldn't be bad?
Yes, but lots of legs. I'm not sure how that would work, in fact. Never mind.
What
Let's
if
go
you
get
became
rid of
like a
these drugs.
millipede person? Then you'd have loads of legs.
Yes. I mean, I've also potentially I could become a person with no legs, which would be even more awkward. But for the
I mean, we
moment,
can all become people with no legs, Captain. You just gotta remove them.
that is true.
Anyways!
We can do that
How
to
easy
go
is it to
back.
remove your legs, Ozzy?
My legs?
Yeah.
I've never
Can I just,
tried.
like,
I'd imagine
pull it?
quite difficult.
If you make a wish, you know what I mean? Look, let's go.
I
And,
mean, my bodily functions that remain a mystery even to me. Like, I don't have vocal cords or ears, but I can talk to you and hear your response.
Technically, you still have the bones in the ear.
Ozzy, out of curiosity, is there any part of you that's left flesh?
Not like on me. I'm sure maybe like rotting in the sea. No, it's probably been eaten by now. No, not. As
What
far
if we
as I
were
know.
to restore your body somehow? What would happen to you then?
Well, it's never happened, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting thought.
You could just like cover me with ham and see if people can tell the difference, but I don't know that that'd work particularly well.
I'm not wasting my ham on you.
I mean,
It's not really all that different, is it?
I mean,
I
they
think
do
it would be
say
noticeable.
pigs are
In theory,
closest to
no.
us.
Like you're all just skeletons covered in ham, aren't you? So
I don't think I'd call my flesh ham. I mean,
no,
I've
did.
personally
I
never
said
eaten with a humanoid, but
I'll see you later. I'm going to head down the gangplank.
All right, follow the captain.
Centaur goes down, skeleton goes down, dragon goes down.
no, pumpkin, come back.
Dragon
No, we're going.
pauses.
We're going outside. Outside.
Yeah,
the-
you're coming too, but you're not going to come in with us.
But do we really want to take pumpkin with us?
Well, it's
Yeah.
dragon.
Okay, pumpkin, stick with us, please. Oh my
But please
God.
don't eat anybody.
He's my ride. Off his back.
Yeah,
True,
just
yeah.
a little like happy jig as he's running along.
Oh my
I'll
God.
summon him and
How is
stuff.
my dragon turned into a horse for you?
Does he have to like stay with you? I thought that you could like summon him.
Yes, but I just let him do his own thing.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just so you're aware.
Pumpkin can actually die.
how much ham do you want us to get then, Pesto?
I don't think we need the ham. That it was a hypothetical, and I
I'm
don't.
not
The
wasting my
ham's
ham
not
on you.
gonna.
Ham is expensive.
The ham's not even gonna meet the hypothetical.
Well, I mean, we could
requirement.
just for free like get someone else and fillet them and then stick it on. But I thought you'd be
No.
opposed to that. And that won't.
How
That
about we
won't
just
Mm.
leave you as you are?
Yeah, if we merged other flesh with your skeleton, would it then be considered yours?
I
Pesto,
don't know. But you could like stitch it up.
Yeah,
Pesto, Ozzy
What?
does not need encouraging.
I'm not encouraging Ozzy. This is a hypothetical. I'm just.
The reason
I'm
why
theory
I didn't mention
crafting.
it in the first place was because I thought that you guys wouldn't go for it. It sounds like I was right.
I'm not wasting my ham on you, and we're not skinning another person.
But what if somebody's not using it?
No, you'd have to do more than skin. You'd have to properly fillet them.
Then it will start rotting away, even if it's put on us.
I could
Well, we-
preserve it.
We don't
I
know
don't-
that.
I don't. I can preserve it, but in a completely different way.
We could start by like skinning someone and then just seeing if their like face rots away as it's on my face.
Or we can start by ending this conversation.
There's also the matter of the muscle mass.
I'm not sure we need to bother with that because it seems like I don't really need it.
No, but to like fit properly on you and not look odd.
Ah,
It was, yeah,
maybe we could just like stuff it with cloth or something.
maybe
Would I leak?
stuffing.
That'd be unpleasant and wouldn't make me very stealthy.
We can work it out.
You arrive at the
If
Kraken's
we can
mouth.
avoid having some of the more annoying stuff like a bladder again.
Just as
People enjoy
raucous
that
as
the
when
first
you
time.
were there before.
We're walking along. We're walking along. And Monty's at the front just going, oh my god.
A gap
Yeah.
being formed around you as you go. You arrive at the Crackers Bounty now. Some of you stay outside, of course.
Niffy's
Two
definitely
of
the
you-
back friend and nurse her headache.
Two of you go inside, and if you remember, the big sort of feature is there's a massive kraken jaw, whether it's real or fake, you do not know, that sits around the bar. No one appears to currently be fighting, but it is just as busy as it was before, with people drinking and all that. But you are focused only on the person in the corner, a hobgoblin leaning back, arms, elbows rested over the corner of the booth that he sits in. Not currently paying attention to you until you walk over, assuming you do straight away.
We do. I was just trying to see what his actual, if I'd written his name.
I would
Go,
like
Tank.
to be checking to see
Go, Tank.
if the people that we noticed
Go,
as we
Tank.
left last time that were like the surreptitious guards, if they
Yes.
are all still the same people in the same places.
Give me a perception.
24.
24 is very good. It had only been a few hours, so you definitely recognize some of them. They're not in exactly the same places. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But from a quick scan, you don't remember exactly what all of them look like, but you are 90% sure that it's all of the same. There may be more than there was before. There may have been some that didn't make any notice themselves last time, but there definitely are some of these, to the layman's eye, subtle guards hanging around. Gotank this time does not have anybody sitting in front of them, no dead bodies or people being stabbed. He appears to just have a big tankard, which is half empty, and just a sack of something on the table.
I don't want to know what it is.
Well,
All right, Ozzy. Let's go and have a word with Mr. the Killer.
After you, sir.
it doesn't take long for for him to notice your gigantic centaurial self. But he doesn't focus so much on you. He looks at you, he's like, looks more at the recognized, I was going to say face, but you don't really have a face, the recognized skull.
Features.
It's the
Of
front of my
Ozzy.
skull.
He says, look who's back. I'm hoping you got my product before you set the entire fucking ship on fire. I must admit, I don't think you had it in you. And you didn't tell me you had a fucking dragon. Go on. How much for the dragon?
It's not for mine, so I couldn't say.
Niffy, they're trying to sell your dragon.
Oh, go on. Everything's for sale. You just got to set the right price.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's just not me that you'd speak to about it.
We'll give you 50,000 gold.
They said 50,000 gold.
I'm the wrong person to talk to. So
Oh, boy.
if you'd like an introduction, then that's fine. I can do that.
Yeah, I want to see the dragon.
They want to see the dragon.
All right. Well, let's conclude our current business before starting new business, eh?
Eh,
Over my dead body.
a man after my own heart. All right. So, where's my drugs?
Half now. You give us the information, and then the other half. Yeah.
No. All the drugs, I'll give you the information.
Oh, all right. Here you go then.
Just 50 kilograms of these bricks of angel fire just landed. Some of them land on the floor, and he goes, well, fuck me, you brought it all. Now, I half expected you to steal some, but good on you for keeping your moral values whilst you murder some drug runners.
I just go where I'm told. So, I'll pass on your congratulations to the captain along with your information for us.
Yeah, just do what you're told. And this one doesn't seem to speak too much. What's the matter? Your horse? Oh dear, that would have been a terrible idea to steal the drugs.
Well, yeah, that's why we didn't do it.
Good, yeah. Right,
Well, I mean, like we did, but not from you. So,
You know, I mean, not giving me it all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're on the same page. So where can we find this this dwarf, and what's her name?
All right. You're looking for a ship called the Sea Witch.
And how's that spelled? My schooling's not too good.
Oh, I don't know. I don't spell. It is the Sea Witch, as in the sea that you are next to, and a witch, as in casting spell.
Yeah, the spell casting kind or the sandwich kind.
That's
Or
what
the
you went
choice
with?
kind.
The sandwich kind?
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
witch with an H, or an extra H rather.
I guess the Sea Witch does go next to the sandwich, though.
See which thing. It could be a ship that
Uh.
casts a hologram of another ship as an illusion. You've got to see which one you want.
Which sandwich do you see?
He says, we were a few days ago boasting about how great they are. Tried to bite their dragon, too. Pretty much the same reaction as you lot. Anyway, crew matches your description, you know, old wolf bat, little dragon, and the rest and all that. Left a couple of days ago, float out to sea, avoid the authorities, you know, before they start selling their product. They won't have gone far out, it'll be a few miles out east, away from traffic, but luckily for you, I've got a compass that points to a tracker I placed on their boat, just in case I wanted to get that dragon.
Oh.
Right? Handy.
Yeah.
Are those trackers and things, are they like easy to make or to find? Like to purchase?
Easy if you got money.
What kind of figures are we talking about?
Fucking ask someone who makes them.
Oh, I just thought, since I assumed that you'd bought it,
I'm not
but
selling
now
them to
that
you.
I say it out loud, that might have been a bad assumption on my part.
Well, anyway, you've got your information.
Oh,
right. Could we have the compass?
Oh, that was a part of the fucking deal, was it? You want a compass, you'll make a new deal.
Oh, well, that's why I was asking.
So?
Oh, well, you give me the compass, and I'll introduce you to the person that you need to inquire about for the cost of the dragon.
Introduce.
Because you've already said that that's what you wanted.
Yeah, but I think I can get more than being introduced to a dragon.
Oh no, it's not introduced to the dragon. You get introduced to the person who you'd buy the dragon from.
Yeah, I fucking know what you meant.
Oh right, okay, that wasn't clear.
I've got two options for you, you know what?
I don't know what. No.
One, let's say 5,000 gold. That seems reasonable. One of a kind, tracker that you need. The other option, one of your fingers.
One of my fingers.
Oh, a finger. But of your crew.
Oh. What do you think? And I'll turn to the captain.
Olive is looking at their little pawed fingers.
And like, I know your throat's sore, so just like a nod or a shake, or a yay or nay.
Yay or nay? I'm just trying to work out.
I don't know if your fingers would grow back.
I'm going to go with no, they wouldn't, because you're still humanoid.
I'm going to try and do a charm person.
Is he humanoid? He's fey if he's a centaur.
No, I'm not going to try and do. I changed my mind. I'm not going to do a charm person.
No, but he as a person is humanoid. He just changes how he looks.
Yeah, I don't actually.
Which he
have to-
definitely shouldn't look like a centaur, because that's extending
Yeah.
the bounds of what he actually does. But that's the fun.
I don't actually have any of the abilities of a centaur.
No.
I just look like one.
Oh, okay, cool.
And in fact, would still be able to do things like climb. It would just look really weird.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Would your hooves turn into little like monkey feet?
Well,
hands?
I
Exactly,
don't know how
it
that
would
would look. I suspect you
They,
from
like,
the outside it would look like
uncurl.
it would look like the hooves are just touching the rungs.
Yeah, it probably look like the
Probably.
back doesn't exist. But you can fly anyway, so you don't have to worry about
Yes,
that. You can just try and do a charm person. Yes, and he's doing a.
he is.
No, you changed your mind, didn't you, Mark?
Actually, I was going to say I changed my mind because if I do this and fail, it's going to make things worse.
Yeah.
So
Go
I'm
on.
not going to do that.
What are you choosing? I'll accept one of those little
Well, we have got them.
fucking raccoon fingers.
Olive hisses.
I will sort of twitch my head at Ozzy to say trying to indicate that I want to go back outside and talk about it.
Right. Well, since I don't have raccoon fingers, I'll go ask the raccoon if they're all right with it, and then if we're taking you up on your offer, then I guess we'll come back and hand you over a finger.
No, I'm cutting the finger off.
Oh well, in that case, then yeah, we'll come back with the Do you want to cut it off the person, or can we return with like the hand and then you cut it off the hand?
I'm gonna cut it off the person myself.
Right, gotcha.
Why would you go get someone else's finger and bring it to me?
Oh, that would have been a really good idea. Oh no, that hadn't occurred to me.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I just said, oh, fuck off. Go do your talking. Don't take too
All
long.
right, bye. Nice doing business with you so far.
I'll flip-flop back outside again.
Yep. You step out the door, they're probably just standing there. I'm sure currently Niffy is just trying to stop Pumpkin from, or has stopped, but, trying to stop Pumpkin from, stealing someone else's food, or like, there's like some person has stepped outside too drunk and vomited on the floor, and Pumpkin's just trying to lick it up.
Oh, no. Yeah.
The second you walk out the door, absolutely fucking not.
No, well,
And then not having Pumpkin either.
we did find 10,000 gold on that ship, so we could actually just...
We found 1,000.
1,000? I thought it was 10,000. No,
No, that was.
It's all right, Captain. You've not got as many toes to count on now.
I don't think it works like that. I think if I lose a finger, unless you have the ability to regrow fingers in amongst your healing spells.
I haven't lost a finger, so I couldn't say.
No,
I mean,
you
potentially
personally.
at some
can
point,
you-
I suppose I could just. That's a good point. If I was to like regrow a finger, would it come back fleshy?
Can
I
you
don't
make
know.
somebody else grow back a finger?
There's unfortunately, Captain. There's only one way to test that.
No. The solution is easy. You get your finger chopped off, you get murdered, and then you get resurrected.
Yes, and that would work. It's a little extreme. You don't have 5,000 gold, right?
I've got 2,000,
No.
I've got 4.
including the stuff from the
Well,
ship, from the
I
Verd.
can.
I've got 800.
Well, we know that the ship has gone to the east and not too far away.
And I can find stuff within 1,000 paces, but short of them being hidden in like a cave or something covered, we'd probably see them before that.
So we could just go and have a look.
I have a big concern though.
Yes?
He said he's put a tracker on that ship.
Oh yeah, we're definitely giving our ship a once over when we leave.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be at all surprised.
I mean, theoretically, I could find that as well.
Yeah,
That's true. That is very true. I don't think we could afford to buy this compass thing of his, and I don't see any way of giving him a finger. I don't know if anybody.
you see any way of killing him?
I'll give him a fucking finger.
Yes. I mean, so it appears to me the choices are as follows. One of us goes, all right, we'll give him a finger. Second choice, we go and have a look. Third choice, I can try and charm him and see if I can persuade him to give us a little look at the compass, or maybe even give us the compass. But if it fails, it'll make things twice as bad as they are now, and we won't be able to get any information in the future.
I think we should avoid that just in case it goes badly. But there is another
I think we should
option,
just kill him. I
Captain.
think we'd be doing the island a favor.
You might need him. He's the only information point left.
We could always just go steal the rest of the money.
From where?
Just from whoever looks like they might have it. One ship had all that stuff on it. So who's to say that another ship doesn't have similar?
We are under time constraints as well. We don't want to spend the next 3 days trying to get the money together to find out where their ship's gone.
It's true.
If we have the compass, then the time constraint doesn't matter as much, right?
That will only take us to the ship. If they've already sold the girl, then that doesn't help us at all.
Oh, that's true as well. How far a sailing days travel, Alex, are we from the nearest other land mass?
That would be Cell. That's where you came from.
Not far, because we came out in a few hours.
Less than a night.
It was a few hours
Okay.
journey back to where you were. If you do know where the map is, because I've sent it over a good few times, but I can send it again.
We
Yeah.
can reasonably assume that they're not going to sail back to where they stole this girl from, which was this place, where we've come from, right?
They said they were to the east.
You don't know, but you've been told, like, your mission came from Cell, from the person in Cell. You were just told, like, that's where it was focused. So it would be reasonable to assume so, but at the very least,
Yeah.
if they're close by
Yeah,
to
so
where
that-
you are,
They're unlikely to be going back to Cell. If Cell is less than a night's sail away, then presumably at least one other harbour is as well. So
Yeah, the point is they can certainly get to land within a few. They could have by now got to land if they'd wanted to.
I say we just go. It's the sea. It's pretty open. You can see lots of things.
You can see just north of Gree is that island cluster. You were in Cell, which is lower down. In fact, to be honest, it probably should have taken you longer than a few hours, but whatever.
Hey, Niffy, don't you have a spyglass that's like really useful at scanning a big area? I can't remember what the constraints on it are, though.
That's kind of just what a spyglass does.
I don't know. I'm just about to check.
Yeah, but this one's magical,
No,
so
I
it's
have
a little
special one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, why do you think I'm on the ship? I actually do have some use, you know.
Oh, it's because I thought you guys needed to eat, so that it wasn't that what you were doing?
I mean, yeah, that's what I love to do, but my actual thing is navigation.
All right.
Also, just like a note, if anyone does lose a finger or like a limb, even, I can replace it. Not with like a fleshy one, but I can give you a limb that you can use again.
I mean, I agree, but I don't really want to. It's not just.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
Yeah, it's also I don't want to set the standard with him that yes, we're quite happy to cut off body parts for him. It sets a standard that
I'd honestly like to set the standard that will kill him if he gives us requests like this.
Well, I just want
You've
to.
become very bloodthirsty. You were very against all the killing when we started.
I'm against it if there's an alternative, but this guy's a real piece of shit.
That is very true.
And I honestly don't like his desire for my finger or for Pumpkin.
Yes, I mean I can understand him wanting to buy a dragon, and he'd try and buy it, not steal it. So but at the moment, I want him to understand that if he asks stuff which is too much beyond what we accept, we just won't go for it. I don't want him to think we'll go for anything.
I don't think he gives a shit either way, to be honest.
I don't know if it's because you guys are talking, but I don't quite understand what this is.
Basically, when you use it with a wisdom check, you see all the natural terrain. So you can see like about like mountains, caves, rivers,
So he won't see the
stuff
ship.
like that. But you wouldn't be aware of creatures, people, structures like houses, cities. So you just get like.
But it says I see a castle.
What?
Oh, yeah.
See, it says I can see a castle.
Oh yeah, within 1 mile, and then you can see within 3 miles the natural terrain.
Hmm.
Right. So yeah, it's saying you look for an object, and it'll map 3 miles around the object.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it's a large thing that would obstruct your view within 1 mile, like a mountain or a big castle. Yeah, I guess a ship on the sea would do it, but you'd have to know.
You'd have to see the ship.
And then you can see around it, but you don't see any people or things or other locations. You just sort of see.
Which means in this particular case, it wouldn't be that useful because all it would do is give you the 3 miles of sea around it.
Yeah. And if you picked a different location.
If we were at open sea, if there was a small island like an inlet or something that would be a good natural harbour, that would show.
That is true. But then it doesn't show structures, so would it show a ship?
It wouldn't show a ship, but
no,
it would show a.
But if it shows an island and there's like a natural harbour.
Yes, true.
You'd see it.
I mean, that is true. We could certainly look. We could certainly, if we saw a sort of rock in the distance, we could use it to show what's in the area of that rock, what the shape of the island is, if there are coves and things, natural harbours, as you say.
Just let Niffy know what you want her to do.
For the moment, we'll keep that in mind as a.
I'm not going to sell that dragon. You can always summon it back.
You know, the fun fact about that is you're more likely to be pulled apart bone by bone than me, Sal the Dragon.
But you can summon it, so we can just give it to him and then pop it out. Although that will then make him angry as well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
As you're discussing this, the front door that you're standing nearest by just wham slams open, and standing there is Gertent the Killer. Standing there is Gertent the Killer is like, how fucking long does it take to make a decision? God.
Quite a fucking while.
I wanted to see the dragon, and fucking hell, that's a nice dragon.
It is, and it's not for sale.
Oh, everything's for sale, love.
Not everything.
You set the right price. everything's for sale.
Not with me, it's not. Love.
Oh, most of the times it's not about gold. What if I took your little dog friend here? Straight trade.
Go on then.
I didn't know you had a dog. I think he's talking about you, Pesto.
Yeah, I know.
You can try.
I just meant if I had him. Or like your mum. Or someone you love. I'm just saying there's always a price.
My mum's dead.
Oh, great. Resurrect her. Even more
Have
fun.
fun with that. I really
Go
don't
on.
care.
How much for the dragon?
I'm
Not
just gonna
happening.
say resurrection's not all it's cracked up to be.
My dragon's not for
So
sale.
have you made a decision or fucking what?
I'm looking at the captain.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're all looking at the captain.
Well, we are
Why are you all looking at this big sentinel fucker?
because I am the first mate of the ship, me hearty, and no, we're not going to be giving any parts of our bodies away today. Thank you very much.
Alright, so gold then.
We don't have that much gold.
Alright, no compass then.
Correct.
Okay.
Fair enough. And he just wanders back inside.
Right. Let's just go to the east and have a look.
We are checking the fucking ship before we leave.
Yes, I think Ozzy said he could do something about that.
Yeah, I can do that.
All aboard.
Yeah. You wander back through town. It takes a little bit of time, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Getting to the wee early hours of the morning, and you get back to the ship. If you would like to check over the entire... Oh, no, you're going to do your spell, aren't you?
I'm gonna find treasure, but because so this will be my last third level spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's better than the alternative. But because rather than it being find treasure, because this is the ship and I am the bosun, I'm just gonna go and like stand in a central position in, I suppose it would be the cargo hold, and like
At the bottom, okay.
dig my fingers into the wood, but like phase into it a little bit rather than like making holes, and do it that way. So I'm like connecting with the ship to see if there is a tracker.
Are you putting a skin on this, or is there like an alternate thing where you're...
No, that's just flavor. It'll still tell me if it's.
Let's just
if
play.
it's within
Only because I was like, is it still just like a direction that you get?
Yes, within 1,000 feet, unless there is a thickness of lead.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wasn't sure if there was like an alternative where you could get it on a smaller distance, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Now's the time, Rowan, to tell us if you've covered the ship in lead.
All wood, baby.
You find it... you would be pointing, if you're down in the middle of the cargo hold, you'd be pointing towards the front of the ship and fairly high up. So, like,
I'll
at the
keep
front,
walking
the
towards it.
the bow.
The bows.
Keep walking towards it until I find it.
You'd go up and up and up until eventually you're standing right at the tippy fronty point of the ship, pointing at the figurehead.
Right. I'll look at the figurehead of where my little ping is.
It seems to be on the other side, like on the underside of the figurehead from where you are.
I shall fly off the side, which will look interesting since I'm a centaur.
Yeah, you should be a floating centaur.
Captain, I can just climb. Okay.
I just walk off the side.
But a dragon that can fly.
And
I just have nails. I can just.
so I can use
I
my
know.
investigation.
I can make it so much easier.
Yeah.
I'm going to investigate, try and find it.
Sure, give an investigation.
And using my eyes of minute spots.
May I assist him by telling him its exact location?
Yes.
I also have detect magic. I could just see the thing.
Besides, I want to try and use my eyes of what's it. Since if he assists, it's
Advantage.
advantage, but I've already got advantage. So it's double advantage.
Sure.
2, a 3, and an 18. So
One of those is fairly high.
that's 20. That's 20.
And so you cling on and have a look around, and fairly quickly you can see there is a big... It kind of looks like a real-world CD, except a bit more fancy with some runes and stuff on it, that's kind of just stuck on the underside. You grab it. Please give me a Constitution saving throw.
As the captain's looking for it, I will say to Pesto, is there any chance that you could use this to, like, make a compass? Can you, like...
Probably.
use
Given
this to
some
find
time, I
another
can
one?
probably. Given some time, I can probably recreate the function of it.
10.
10. Unfortunately,
Fine, I don't mind getting shocked.
you do not get shocked.
Because I'm immune to being
You don't
annoyed.
get shocked.
It's okay then.
You get burned as you touch it, and it explodes in your hand, doing 13 fire damage to you, and just into ash, just falls into the ground. Or to the sea, I guess.
Ow!
Are you sure you don't want to kill this guy?
I'm moving in that
I
direction.
mean, I'm down.
For the moment, we have a job to do.
Are you still going to be able to use that pesto?
Oh no, that one's definitely gone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next
That's a
time, I
shame.
do recommend letting me take a look at something like that. But you were very eager to get a go at it. So
I think you may be right, and I apologize.
yeah.
And ow.
I mean, I'm not a captain because that's not my strength, but maybe we stick to the strength of the teams.
I mean,
Yes,
delegation's a skill that can be worked on.
Mm.
That's, Captain said
Fair.
that he's going to
Although
work on it.
I'm very unkeen on sending my crew into danger. I've had a captain who did that, and the results were not good.
Oh, what
But
happened?
there's a difference between sending us into danger and us saying, look, we're better at doing this than you.
Yes, but if you get injured, it's on me, and I'm not. Anyway, for the moment, let's go and find this ship. Right, you're the navigator. Point us to the east. I'll go up to the helm.
That way.
Close enough.
You go to the helm, and you set off, or you have to kind of go, like, maneuver out of the port. Please give me that wonderful, wonderful helmsman check.
Please don't hit the boat again.
22.
22, you're fine. Expertly maneuvering out, taking off the...
Maneuver out,
the
going-
and all that.
Ow. Ow. It's got burnt
Yep.
hands.
To wrap it up and set off. You navigate around the large islands. It takes a little bit just to get round to the open-ish sea to the east. Looking at that map, you can see, of course, to the east of those islands is just the Fantastic Ocean. It is a massive ocean. The next thing you'd hit would be days later, which would be the tips of Flowari. Or potentially if you went north, Dino Farrow. Like, it's very far to go.
Well, our ugly fencer, they were only gone a few miles out, so we'll go
It
out
did.
just a couple, 3 miles to start with. And
Sure.
then we need to... Who's got the best long distance...
That would be our navigator. Niffy, I think you're gonna have to spend a lot of time in that crow's nest.
Oh, that's the bit I don't like going to. Okay.
You like navigating, but you don't like being in the crow's nest?
No, it's too high up and I don't like navigating.
Crow's nests are not fun.
Ah.
When the ship does this, the crow's nest moves an awful lot. I've been up there a few times. It's not nice.
I'm just more skilled in navigation and it's easier to get a job navigating than it is cooking.
Oh. Well, do you want me to go up in the crow's nest for you?
I've got the navigational stuff and the range stuff and I'll go.
So I begin to go backwards and forwards about a mile or so in a sort of zigzag pattern.
Yep. It's the sea. Or should I say it's an ocean?
So what I'm going to do, if you picture the area to the east of the port, starting about 2 miles out, I'm going to start covering a square about a mile across, mile and a half across, and just go backwards and forwards in a grid pattern, basically.
I'm going to start a long rest, Alex, as this is happening.
Yeah. So you're based on a temple crewfarer, just in case you wanted to know. And a temple crewfarer has a top speed of 10 miles an hour. So I reckon all of this would take about an hour's worth.
10 miles an hour, 10 miles.
It is the same thing.
It's not the same thing, but okay, fine.
Not.
It's not. So I've looked at it before, and it's basically the same with a little bit.
It's a knot is 1 nautical mile an hour, and a nautical mile is 2,000 yards, and an ordinary mile is 1,760 yards. So it's a little bit. It's about a mile and a quarter. So it's a bit
You've got to
faster.
listen to the man, Alex. He's wearing a navy hat.
I'm wearing a hat.
I
Okay.
think regarding
It's a
D&D,
different-
it's
about a mile
probably
the
and a
not
difference is so small, I do not care.
terribly
Oh, I
One
important.
love
knot.
A knot is about a mile and a quarter
Huh?
an hour.
I love
No,
your
it's
top.
not even that.
Oh, thanks.
1 knot equals 1 nautical mile per hour, or roughly 1.15 miles
Yeah.
per hour.
So it's,
That is
it's
not
not-
enough for me to care. You go 10
One
miles
of
an
the
hour.
If anyone would like to know what is on Rowan's top that Purdy just complimented, head over to our Patreon where Rowan can put a picture.
But probably won't.
Just of the top. Not a row in the top, just the
You
top.
don't, I mean,
Of Rowan specifically.
No,
without
yours
the top.
creeps me out.
I love it, though.
This is a great
That's
set.
it.
Yours reminds me of Rose's drawing.
I bought this in Thailand specifically knowing that Rowan would love it,
Yeah, it's very low.
and that's from Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say going 10 miles an hour, you're going about an hour's worth of movement before something happens, and that something is not seeing another ship. What you do see is far out in the distance, in fact, presumably up in the crow's nest, our navigator slash what's-a-doodles Niffy would be looking through the spyglass. You would see
Yep.
a flashing beacon.
Well, might as well for the moment head towards it since you've seen nothing else.
It's just a bright flashing beacon.
On a buoy.
No idea.
Oh, we're heading towards it.
Yeah. It's quite far out. It's going to take a little bit of time to get over to it. It's just a flashing beacon in the distance that you could only see just because of the spyglass. The rest of you can't yet really see it.
All right.
Obviously, as you get closer, you'll be able to.
Well, we're not seeing anything else.
I'm saying this to Niffy to decide whether Niffy actually passes that information.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
she will.
Sure. Just as an FYI, as I said, I was starting the long rest. I can see and hear as normal during it.
That's fine.
So I'll
That's
just
fine.
make
It's been an hour.
check.
It's surprisingly quite a long. It's about half an hour before you get what you could even consider to be close towards this flashing light in the distance. And rather oddly, as you get closer and closer, again, it would be Niffy relaying this information. The beacon itself doesn't appear to have a source. It's just kind of floating in the midst of nothingness.
I don't like this.
Unmoving. Unmoving, doesn't appear to be moving with anything.
We'll heave to. That means stop.
Put on the handbrake. Yeah, I'd say you are a decent, mile away from it.
I don't know what it is, and I don't like it.
Anything else on the horizon at all? Any ships? I mean, it looks like it might be something which is a sort of meeting point, a marker.
Do I notice anything else?
No. Give me a perception.
Natural 20. Love this
Ooh.
dice.
You are not within the distance. The natural 20. You know what? Because it's a natural, and only because it's a natural 20, you are obviously looking at the light, and just silhouetted in the very very distance, the other side of it, off to the right hand side slightly. There's something. You are too far away to have any kind of definition of shape, but something. It could be just a rock. There's no other rocks around here. You're quite deep into the ocean. Will be quite deep at this point, so it's unlikely anything sticking out the ocean. It could be part of an island or an animal. It's so difficult to tell at this range. It could even just be tiny or massive.
Do you have any idea what the range is?
About a mile.
A mile.
But obviously it's fairly clear because there's nothing between you and it.
Hmm.
Just the darkness. The sea is only really lit by the rainbow belt, and that doesn't give you much distance.
So, assuming that I've been told this by Nunu.
To be toast.
You said call me Nunu?
Yes, I've already said I relay everything.
Marvellous. In which case, I will start moving here, but I'm going to move away from the light. So I'm going to approach it from the side, from the darker side. I'll sort of mark the position. So it's a mile that way. So therefore, if I go half mile that way, it'll be that way, sort of thing. That's called navigation.
The darker side of a floating light.
No, the light's there. The object is over there. I don't want to go past the light to it because otherwise will be lit up. I'm going to go sideways into the dark and then approach the point where this object is from the other side.
How triangles work and such, that would probably take a good decent 20 minutes or so.
That's fine.
With a lot to go the long way around.
We'd take it. I'd start off at the north, but as we sort of got closer, I'd start to slow down a little bit and keep a sharp eye out for it, and everyone keep quiet.
Sure. You're about 2 hours into your long rest at this point, just so you're aware.
I don't think I'm going to get the other 4, so...
Pasto's just been below decks, and Olive is keeping an eye up top to see if they need to come up.
Sure. As you get round to the other side of the... with your natural 20, I'll be kinder than I was going to be, but something still happens. Yeah. As you get round to the other side, because you've been wary, in the distance, there's this...
Uh-oh.
The water next to you explodes as a cannonball hits. I'd like you to all roll initiative.
God dang it.
Well, ding dang diddly.
12.
8.
6.
21.
Pretty good. So you have 21, 12, 8, and 6. Would you like to change your order, or are you fine with how you have that set out? It would go Monty, Ozzy, Pesto, Miffy.
I'm fine not to stay where I am.
I'm happy where
Mhm.
I am.
Okie dokie. So,
A needle pull a thread.
the way this is going to work, there are two maps because it's difficult to do it otherwise, but I won't worry about there's the one map that is like your boat from a distance and that's those interactions, and there's one map which is the layered map of the two boats, which aren't referential to where they would be positionally, but allows you to do those close-up fights. Do that, and you should all be able to appear on this massive blue.
Yes, there's a little tiny boat in the corner.
Exactly, there's two little tiny boats
Two
in the
little
corner.
tiny boats.
You are the one at the bottom left.
As this is the first time this is happening, for dear listeners, this is Alex's homebrew ship combat.
Yeah.
So if you would like to speak with him about how it works and how he came up with it, I'm sure
Yeah.
he'd be happy to do that over on our Patreon.
I would love to. It is experimental, and I'm sure we'll be changing things as we go. But it should be fairly simple, all in all. So you guys are the one at the bottom left. They are the one at the top right. I do have all of your figures because when we effectively play tested it for the captured series, you said it would be nice to have your figures, so your figures are on there. When you want to move the ship, you can just drag and highlight everything. This map does not have a grid, and the reason it doesn't have a grid is because you can rotate the ships to any angle, and you can move it. Obviously, you have a movement that you can go with your ship, and we'll just use the measurement tools to work it out, because otherwise I can't rotate you to the grid, and it'd just be really awkward. So
Yes.
just move as appropriate.
We are on there. This page must be fucking huge.
It is really big,
Yeah.
but I've also made things quite small. It isn't really made for you guys to move yourself around on the ship. You know. So, a cannon went. You guys, just so you are aware, have 2 9-pound cannons and 2 cannonades. So, we're going to quickly, first things first, decide, is there any wind? Currently, no, there is no wind. So you can move up to 75 feet per round as the ship. As a reminder, you at the helm there, Mr. Centaur, if you do decide to move the ship, that is your action. You can still take bonuses. The rest of you can obviously do things like firing the cannons and such. So you are aware, and I'm not going to be particularly specific about this, the 9-pound cannons have a range, as in a rotational aiming range of 90 degrees. So like 45 degrees in each direction. So from where you are, you can kind of trace it. You'd be fine to hit them. The cannonades can spin 360. So yes, you could hit yourself, but that's fine. There's no issues on those. The range of your 9-pound cannons is 500 to 1,000. So you are well within range to get a decent shot. And
the front cannon can't turn since it's
the front cannon
in
cannot
there.
rotate, but obviously if you point at them, I mean, I'll still give like within,
Like a 15-foot cone.
Exactly.
thing.
Like I'm not going to be too harsh about you specifically exactly pointing at them. And if you do remember, I don't know if you guys will have it open, but there's a lot of instructions about being able to attack and what parts of the ship you can hit and the ACs as such. When you fire the weapon, obviously you just use your ranged, your ranged attack to do so. And if you are proficient, obviously that kind of stuff comes into it. You aim for the ship, and there is the default AC of the ship. So for your ship, your default AC is 15, but if they wanted to hit a specific bit, there's a slightly higher AC. If you miss the higher AC because you did like a call shot, but you still hit the lower one, you just hit the hull. There's lots of healths and things. I am tracking that for you. Do not worry too much. I will give you updates as you need. I figure the easiest way to get into this is to kind of just get into it and work things out. It might get a little messy. I'll edit out the bad bits.
Can I just confirm we have an 8-pounder either side, cannonades at the back pointing at 45 degrees.
9-pounder,
pounds.
one on each side, and at the back you have 2 cannonades. Yes.
And do we have a bow chaser one at the front? Or not?
Yes.
Yes, you have a 9-pounder at the front as well.
Yeah.
But that one doesn't rotate. It is just kind of the field at
That is just
45 sort of degrees ahead, right?
It's worth pointing out. There's a lot of stuff where if someone was being really picky, they'd be like, "Well, actually this and actually that." Like the way I'm doing the wind is not particularly accurate.
No, it's absolutely fine.
I am not going to get that specific because it would just be wild. Exactly.
And Alex, I'm sorry to bother you again. What's the actual HP of the ship?
You are correct in asking that. The Tainted Treant has a total HP of 1,110, which means triple that in stalls.
Yeah, I'll handle it. Yeah.
Well, that's 3,330. That one's
Yeah.
easy.
Yes. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Are we alright to leave that with you, Rowan, as
I got it.
resident tracker for ship health and stuff?
Yeah.
And then-
You would know I'm able to cast Mending by this point.
Yes. So to go over, you can do if you're proficient in the repairing Ginas, which I believe Rowan is. I don't remember if Joe you decided you were going to be. I don't. Think
I have proficiency in Carpenter's Tools, which I believe we said
Yes,
is
good enough for me.
considered- Yeah.
yes, Carpenter's or
Carpentry
Smith's
and
tools.
woodworking.
So,
you said would be
for those of you that will be repairing, then a bonus action you can repair 5 temporary health. A full action is 20 temporary health. 5 minutes is 10 health. 1 hour is 100 health, and then the mending cantrip is 50 health per cast. But you can't get in the individual bit above 50%. But that's probably your most powerful way of fixing things. But we'll get to that. If
Take
you
a
want to
full
repair.
minute, so it's still not a combat thing.
Exactly, it's a pretty
Mhm.
hefty thing.
That's a bigger ship than ours, but I don't know that because we're too far away.
It's about the same size in general. They're
It's
both
got more,
caravans.
yeah, but it's got more boom boom than we have.
Yeah, a little bit, but not.
I know. I don't know that because I'm looking at the map.
That's fine. Yes, from a distance, it's just a ship in the
It's a
distance.
ship.
In fact, it's very dark, so you vaguely know it's over there. I'll give.
I know it's over. Yeah, we know there's a thing over there. We've probably see a flash and a bang. I suppose, did we hear a bang or did we hear more than one bang?
One bang, because I was just doing as one round. There was a, and then it fired out. In fact, actually, it's very good. I should track that they have done that. They fired
We're in the
that.
morning twilight hours, aren't we? So it's not like full dark.
It's like 1 a.m.
Okay.
It's
Pretty dark.
dark then.
1 or 2 a.m. and that floating light when the cannon hit the water disappeared.
Oh right, okay. Do we have more chance of hitting if we're closer?
No, that's just like usual range stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And
technically yes, but that would only make an effect after you're 500 feet away.
so yeah, right.
And you said that the measurement on this map is
Yeah.
accurate, didn't you?
Right.
Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
so it doesn't
we're-
really. So the only reason to get closer to them would be to ram them, for example.
Yes, because you have your maneuvers to ram them or go up alongside them or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or to get them with more accurate cannonades or the harpoons. Speaking of which, Alex, is it all of the ship weapons that follow the kind of load and fire thing?
And I will put you at a point that they are all currently loaded, because they would be.
We're responsible cannon owners who keep all their cannons
Cannon
loaded
owners.
all the time.
In all
Yes.
likelihood, Pesto's responsible cannon owners.
Right then. So
Going around filming.
Cannonona. Cannonona.
Cannonona.
Cannelloni.
Cannelloni. Canberoni.
boom.
I miss cannelloni.
Did it go somewhere that you couldn't follow?
Yeah. I mean, I can follow it. It just makes me ill.
It follows you.
That's a
Yeah.
shame.
I follow through.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Or was that about a big splosh you were saying, Alex?
No.
I got to admit, with all this information, I am so lost.
Yeah,
I
luckily you don't have
wouldn't
to worry
worry
about
too
a single bit of that.
because all you need to worry about at the moment is when
Getting
it's your
down.
turn. You're at one of the cannon, I think, aren't you? So you fire it.
Well, I'm stuck up the top.
Oh, in that case, you're going to be just shouting down if you see the other ship moving, that kind of thing. That's your bit.
It doesn't cost any movement to fall, Eddie.
I am not falling down. I'm not.
You should
London
probably
Bridge.
climb down.
Not.
Yeah.
It's very hard to hit another ship's mast, but if they do, it will fall over.
It'll stop moving, right?
It'll stop moving, but if it falls over and she's at the top of the mast, that's not a good place to be.
Yes, but in mechanics.
I'm going to get 4 rounds of being able to load and fire in the same round, but it will mean that I do not get to do a called shot.
I
want to load and
can-
fire in the same round.
I can give you half of my little guys to help you load, to do the load action for you once around.
Sure, that'll work. That will give us much more longevity with being able to do stuff.
So does that mean that we get one shot around, basically?
One shot per person per cannon. Yes, one shot per person.
But you're not, because you're on opposite sides. If it was like one every other round, I'd go in an S shape so you could shoot both sides.
Yes, but there's no reason why me and Purdy couldn't stand next to the cannon. I do my load and fire. Purdy does her load and fire from the same cannon.
True.
What?
If we stand next to the same cannon, we can both use it.
Yes.
But Purdy's at the top of the mast.
Clever.
Purdy's
Yes.
at the top of the mast at the moment.
Yeah, but I
I'm
can
below deck.
Like-
so.
But you
get
can't-
down and get to where.
Okay, we have a plan. And you're on the starboard, on the right hand side.
I was generically on the decks.
Right ahead.
So, Monty, it is your turn.
So, is this the distance that I'm doing here? Is that? Yeah, that's about 70 feet, isn't it? Because the ship's 100 feet long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be that specific. Like,
No,
because
it's
we're
not-
off grid, it's really
yeah,
hard to
yeah,
control. But yeah,
As long as you're not talking 5 times too big, too small, whatever.
no,
that's
no,
fine.
it's what you see. This
So
is what you get.
we'll be moving about that far.
Okay,
You're right.
so you rotate a
Okay.
little bit.
I'm going to turn a little bit and head out to there.
So you've rotated a little bit and started shifting over towards it. That is your action. Are you doing anything as a bonus action or any other kinds of
I
things?
don't think I can do anything because while I'm helming, can I? I can't. I can.
No. And also
No.
positionally, I'm going to
I'm
put
too
you
far away to
that
do
way.
anything with spells or. I don't think my little pistol will work at this distance.
What's the range of your pistol? Because you're 500 feet away.
Exactly. I suspect I might struggle. Let me just check. It's just possible that my pistol has a 500-foot range.
I don't think it is.
No, it's 160 feet, which is more than I expected actually. But no. So that's it. I'm just going to move us. So we're still broadside on, so we can still shoot at them.
Wonderful. Over on that side of things, there is another boom. I'm going to roll to hit. Ooh, they're not doing anything particularly aimed, but it's a dirty 20. This one impacts your hull and is going to do 24 damage to your hull, which is obviously not particularly fun. A big hole appears in your hull as we move on to the next in initiative, who is Ozzy.
So they're in range, just about.
Mm-hmm.
Permission to return fire, Captain.
Fire!
So I will bonus action attack to reload,
The 9 pound
and
cannon.
then use my action, yes, to repentant strike with the cannon. So I get a little bit of extra damage, and I get to use my wisdom. Yay! So that is a 19 on the dice. So I will assume that hits.
Yes, I am assuming you're not doing a specific hit, so indeed it does.
No, I had to use my bonus action for a thing.
Sorry. Straight into their hull.
3d10 plus a d6 because of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
23 damage returned. But I'm going to make it radiant damage because I can.
Okay, 23 damage returned to their hull.
So just a huge green scorch mark appears in a flash.
Sure.
If it hits the hull, because these have a radius, don't they?
What has a radius? The weapon?
The cannonballs. Yeah. There's a save DC on the table.
Oh, yes. So if it hits the hull, we'll be doing that. It's if you hit the decks
Gotcha.
that it matters where they're standing and if they have to do any of that kind of stuff.
Okay, in that case, I don't believe I can do any of my Battlemaster stuff with it, which is a shame. I was thinking, can I goad the ship or trip the ship? But I don't think I can.
Tripping up a ship.
Wonderful. That means we move on to... Oh, there's the other ship. The other ship. They're going to move. Now, how are they going to move?
Away. They went away.
I reckon they're going to rotate ever so slightly.
Towards
They're going to do a little bit of
Yeah.
a move. Next up, then they reload the cannon. Boom!
The cannon is a transformer based on that
It is
noise.
indeed. Oh, but this time 13. It misses. It's flying past the ship.
Badoosh.
Next up is you, who's going to boom. 15 hits your hull again. Boom! Only was 14 damage this time to your hull.
That's good.
Then we have Pesto.
Try not to kill the girl if she's over there.
Yes. So for you, just get onto the right-hand side of the ship and repair. Like there's so much I could be so specific about, but I want things to move quicker. So as long as you're like vaguely in an area and do the
Okay.
healing, whatever.
Well, I've been in few things to cover because I got many little guys.
Yeah.
I've been in my workshop when this started, so I'm down there at the hall already.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I wonder what's happening, and the cannonball just goes straight into the side. Although more likely, because you have a lot of like damage stuff, it's more like dents in the side and smashes in, a little bit of water starts spilling in, not like a ton, just a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm quickly gonna get a temp HP on that. 20 temp with my full action.
Okay, so to the hull. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that puts you almost back to the full amount.
I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 25, 30. And I will release my minions. And I'm sorry to be a pain again.
That's okay.
I'm gonna have Olive. Olive was up on the mast watching out, so Olive will fly down here to help Ozzy on this cannon, and then I'm gonna have Olive and Lem help Ozzy reload the cannon.
Okay.
And then I will send the other two to the front of the ship where I assume Niffy's going.
Are you saying that they are reloading the cannon that was just fired?
Yeah.
I was going to go down to the cannon that Ozzy's at.
Yeah, that's fine. That still works.
Yeah.
I thought that's what the plan was.
Yeah, that still works.
For now, but the ship is going to turn next turn, where it will be more optimal to use the front cannon then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sending the other two over there.
Is it worth it to say, if we're trying to avoid measuring out lots of distances and stuff, is it just worth it to say you can move from one area of the ship to another area of the ship as your movement?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I think your movements are 30 feet, which I think the whole thing's 100. So I don't think you'd be able to go from the back to the front, but I think just like reasonable distances without measuring if you don't want to. Like where you are currently standing, you could go to the front or the back, that's fine. I don't imagine you could go down 2 floors, so you could go between floors, up or down. So basically,
so from one area to an adjacent area as movement.
Effectively, yeah. So you could get to the kitchen next round. That's fine. I'll be loosey goosey. It doesn't make that much difference overall, as long as you're not charging 100 feet per round.
So I could get down from...
Yeah, so you can move, because you're on the main deck, you can move into the kitchen.
Yeah, but I'm in the crow's nest still.
That's on the main deck, though,
That's
isn't
true.
it?
Well, I think from the crow's nest down to... The crow's nest is 100 feet up, so you'd have to get down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you'd be on a cannon on the main deck then, and then you could go to the...
Yeah, so the Basil and Pine Nut will be waiting to help you reload in there.
Cool.
And they'll be holding their action to help reload when they need it. So if it's like in the middle of their turn, they can still help without them having to lose. So they'll be able to fire twice in their turn.
Wonderful.
Well, this is going to mean that we can use way more cool shots than I thought. That's going to be great.
Yep. Everything for your turn?
That's my full action and their full actions to get there.
Wonderful.
Set up. So.
Niffy and Pumpkin. Now, Niffy, you're up at the top, which is 100 feet up. There is obviously a way to climb down simply, but your climbing speed, even though it would be a ladder, would still be half of your movement speed.
I was just going to say, Purdy, what is your... You use a ranged weapon as your, like, regular weapon, right?
Yeah, I've got a musket.
Yep.
What's the range on that?
100/400.
So you could attack a person at disadvantage because they're within 400 feet.
Or you could just jump out and I have Featherfall.
It's up to you. I would also, with your spyglass, on the spot I'll make this up, but I'm happy to continue on with it, allow you to do effectively you can help out calling some of the aiming and the shots of the cannons. I'll give them a little bit of a buff to their range shots. So you could be effectively calling out distances and such to them. So it'd be your action to basically do like a help action.
So if I'm doing that, it's using an action to do that.
You would use an action to do a help action.
So you make us more accurate.
Yeah, you make them more accurate by spotting the shots. Which I'd say for now, to make it variable, you can add your dexterity mod to their shots on top of all of their stuff.
That sounds like the best option.
Okie dokie.
In which case, if you're using your action to do that, I assume you're going to call Joe's shots.
Yes, it would be my shots.
Cool, so you get a bit of plus to that.
Good.
Next up from their side of things, they're going to reload that one. Fire. Roll. Hit, surprisingly. And damage, another 22 damage to the hull. Boom! So your hull has another hole in it, unfortunately. Monty! Do you want to move?
I'll continue. Yes, I'm going to continue heading. I'm going to turn a little bit more and head. I'm bringing.
Sailing along?
Yeah, trying to
That's fine.
They'll still have a shot at the ship there. I think.
Actually, I'm also just going to. So it's the beginning of the round, so I'm going to look at the wind.
Just before you do, Alex, just because this is still relatively new, we should just double check that. So at this angle, we can still hit them with the cannon, can't we?
Probably not, because 90 degrees from that cannon.
So now we cannot do damage.
Is like there.
Oh, in that case, I would.
And there.
I would not turn it so that we can't shoot at it.
That's okay. So we'll say instead you've gone to about. Well, if you want to be able to shoot it, you're going to have to kind of start rotating the other way.
Yeah, so it just wouldn't
start
have been
converging. So you'd be a bit
It
more
wouldn't
like
have been
that.
going around to the right. It would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably keep going in
that's
whatever
fine.
the line was.
The wind is going east, which means when you're going sideways to it, you will get no buff. If you're going into it, you go faster. If you're going with it, you go faster. If you're going against it, you go slower. From their side, they're going to once again reload. Bam, fire. They're going to hit. They're going to do 19 damage to your hull.
They just keep on hitting.
They do. They do keep on hitting. And then Aussie.
They have 3 masts, correct?
They do have 3 masts. Front, middle, back.
And 2 cannons that we can see on each side.
Yes.
Do they appear to be, as far as I can tell, cannons such as we have?
You're far away, but yeah, they look pretty much the same. They don't appear to be firing any harder than yours are.
Cool. So presumably it's the same health total as we have on our little table. So I am going to do a cold shot at the cannon.
Okay, which one? The front or the back? The front is 1, the back is 2. Of the side that you're looking at.
You are labelling them 1 and 2, not there is 1 at the front and 2 at the back.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize. That was badly put
That's all
down.
right. Then I will go with the stern
God.
port cannon.
This one.
Yeah, the stern is that one.
Okay. The back end that's currently firing at you. Gotcha.
And I will. So that is my cool shot.
Yeah.
So.
Your cannon has been loaded.
Purdy, what's your dexterity modifier?
+2.
+2. So I'm getting that to all rolls for this, yes?
Yeah, for all the shots that you fire.
Cool. Is that including damage?
Yes, and I might change that later.
So I will do the same thing with a repentant strike on the cannon. I was just about to roll my damage without rolling to hit because
You probably should roll to hit.
That is an 18.
It does hit.
Plus
You fire at the back cannon.
10. No, yes, plus 10 with Purdy's thing. So 28.
An 18 already hit.
30 damage.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah, it just boom smashes into the side of the cannon. You can see the cannon is still usable, but it definitely took a hefty hit. I will say there was 2 of them around it.
Oh, so they take damage. Oh, so they take damage, meaning that So this is something I need to ask you then, Alex.
Yeah.
So the superiority dice maneuvers. They say when you hit a creature with an attack roll. Now,
Interesting.
I am attack rolling initially, but it is like Ice Knife in that they are making a save.
Yeah, I would say that this isn't you hitting them with an attack roll. It is them doing a save against an effect from an attack roll.
No problem.
But they have to roll dexterity.
In that case, I do not get to try and trip them with
Funny.
burst.
They'll both do some dexterity type things, and I rolled a 1 and a 2, so I'm not even going to look at their actual numbers. That's hilarious. So they both take damage from the explosive nature of it, which I don't quite remember how much damage that does. 1d8 damage.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
It's not hard. It's just they do or don't.
4.
Okay. So, not a crazy amount of damage, but actually not too bad. As it explodes, you can hear vaguely in the distance a bit of screaming. Anything else you're going to be doing?
I will look on with wonder as the standby minions reload the cannon.
Somehow carrying a cannonball. Not going to get into the details of that. So, their ship is going to go something like that. So it would be rotating a little bit. They're then going to reload.
Are they still able to fire at us from that angle?
From that angle, probably not.
Woohoo!
Yay.
What's 45 degrees? About there. Just off. So they're going to reload. Pesto.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna go back down. Since I am in the space. 20. 10.
I was wondering what the fuck you were doing then. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, I just have to be in the space, right? So
Sure.
that's my full action to do that. I guess since we're not using the front cannon, the minions will from over there will come back so that we can double reload this one. So the minions that are there will have it reloaded. The other ones will hold their action to reload between Ozzy's attacks.
Sure. Niffy, you're up at the top.
Yep.
Would you like to come down, aim for a cannon? Would you like to do the called shot again? Or would you like to fire your musket at the
Ozzy,
ship?
what would you prefer?
It
Would it better for me to do the called shot?
is better for us for you to come down and be firing it with me.
Yeah.
Because
I'll
I
do
have a
that.
way of improving our ability to hit it anyway if it goes
Wonderful.
badly.
I do have to ask, how are you getting down? Because it's very slow to climb, because it's 100 feet and you move 15 feet climbing per... you can move 30 feet, I assume, so it'd be 50 feet per round.
35. So
Or
Oh, I
50
thought we were
per
doing
movement.
the
If I
move
had-
to an adjacent part of the ship.
Yes, but if I'm saying you can't go from the front to the back, which is 100 feet, then you can't. You can go halfway down the mast,
Oh, sure.
or you could just go halfway down and jump off.
If I know that she's coming down, I can just poke my head out from the stairs and feather fall as a reaction.
If you wish to. It's a reaction.
Yeah.
So you could just jump off the edge and say, catch me!
yeah, I'll try that.
Sure.
And I end up splatting at the bottom.
As
You
soon as
perf-
you're within 60 feet, feather fall. Poof.
Well, you probably do it a little bit later, so because Featherfall is actually a really slow descent, so it would actually end up making
It's 60 feet around.
Is it 60 feet around?
Mhm.
I thought it was slower than that. Interesting. Either way, regardless, you just launch. I can imagine it's entirely Niffy's personalities. Were like, yeah, sure. I'm just going to jump off and then hope that it happens. It's just like,
Yeah.
Pessa! And you're like, fuck. Yeah, that's fine. You bonk. I'll count that as your movement. Most of thereof. You can still go over to the cannon. That's fine. You can jump down to the cannon. You can jump over to it. Which means you still have your action if you wish to fire. It is a reloaded gun.
And it's about to
Yeah.
be reloaded if you fire it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll fire.
Wonderful. So your to hit is just like you were firing your musket or anything. You're just firing a ranged attack with proficiency because you're on the cannons.
So it'll be my +7 on it then.
Yes.
Yes.
cool.
But are you aiming for anything in particular?
The shit.
Do you want to have that extra information, or do you just want to fire at it? Because you can aim for specific parts and it's harder to hit, but there are advantages to hitting.
I am
specific
aiming for the ship.
That's fine.
Okay,
That is
just-
also an
just-
option.
Win. Ozzy's got it already aimed. I'm just pressing the button or shooting it, whatever.
Sure. Aiming for the hole.
Fuck off. 9.
Wait.
And unfortunately,
Was it a natural one?
No, it was a 2.
So seeing this that it's gonna go off course. So you said push the button. You've actually pushed it with too much enthusiasm, and you've slightly shifted it on the axis.
when you jump down, you hit the cannon. It just pointed off in a random direction. You're like, hit the button.
As my reaction, I will use guided strike to
Okay.
give you a +10.
Nice.
Oh, cool. That's a
And
9.
Which
I
means
need
it's a
to mark off-
19.
I need to mark off a channel divinity for that.
But that does make it a
um,
19, which hits.
Makes it a 19, and you just hear oh yeah, really good job, just as Ozzy surreptitiously just moves it back.
What are the damage dice?
So 3d10 plus your dex.
I can roll it for you if you wish.
Yes, please, because I've got a bunch of dice and they all look the same to me in this.
Okey-dokey.
I know
So
they're
you
not when I look at them, but
What's your dex mod? Because it's 14 plus that.
2.
16 damage. Fires off. Hits them in the hole.
I did a thing!
You did. Which means it'd be.
No, that was also Niffy.
You did.
Good shot.
Same, very similar personality
Good
to
shot.
me. Very chaotic and like, yeah!
And that cannon gets immediately reloaded.
Yeah, my little minions.
So cool!
Which puts us, unless you're doing anything as a bonus,
You
Nife.
have a second attack, don't you?
Cool.
And because the cannon was immediately reloaded as a held action, you can just fire that bitch again.
Please be good, you're my good dice.
Boom! Off it fires.
Yeah, you're on your own if you roll badly this time.
No, they're my good dice. But I can't do maths right now. 23!
23 does hit. So a second one goes off. You just smack the button again. This time you do
This time I haven't jumped on it and moved it.
10 plus 4, so 10 plus 2, 12 damage. Still damage.
The cannon is now not loading, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately, that's
they're doing
been
everything they can.
used up, which is why I'm tracking whether they're loaded or fired, because I knew this kind of stuff would happen. On their side of things, they're going to fire. Oh no, they're not going to fire because they don't have the angle to do so. So they've loaded that, which means instead we move on to Monte. Oh wait, no, beginning of the round, does the stuff move? The wind does not move; it stays where it is.
The wind is so erratic out at sea.
There's a 1 in 3 chance that it changes direction.
I'm going to continue to head straight ahead because
Sure, you have 75 feet of movement.
excellent, because that way we should have the advantage because we are.
Oh, close enough. It's about there-ish.
So they'll
Okay,
find
you're
it difficult
powering
to
forwards.
They will find it difficult to track on us, but we should be able to continue to fire
Yes,
at them.
they will.
Is the plan? Although when
Yeah.
we get opposite their pointy end, they can fire at us. So I might have to turn them a minute.
No, but if they have a front cannon, we don't know if they do.
True, but if we go to try and board them, we're gonna have to turn anyway in a minute.
You're set at 75 feet, and you're going in a straight line. But that doesn't count as a maneuver, so you still have your action if you wish to use it,
How far are we now?
because that's just continued movement.
220 feet.
So from where you are, Mark, you could actually come down to this cannon and fire it as well, because you have.
But then
don't
you-
you?
You'd have to reload, and then you do have 2 attacks, right?
I have 2
The
attacks.
sword's barred.
Yeah.
So
But would you abandon the helm? Is the question.
Probably not.
No, but you do have a musket as well. So.
Just push the autopilot button. It's fine.
You do have a musket, though, I believe.
I do have a musket, and as soon as there it is.
You got spells too.
I have got spells. I was just.
Not spelled with 200 something range.
That's right. I don't think I have anything which can do that kind of range. I can probably dimension door to it, but I think that might be bad. I have a combat gun. There it is. What's my pepper box
120s.
pistol again? The range is 160 feet. I still had a range for my pepper pistol.
Peter Piper picked the pepper pistol.
So, I don't think there's anything I can do really.
You
Okay.
have inspiration and stuff, or you can cast.
I have
spells
bardic
on us.
inspiration, but I've only got that 3 of those. And I was going to use those a little later when we get a figure on board.
Sure. Any spell that you want to cast on us?
No, I don't have anything which is helpful.
That's fine. Oh, you don't have to do anything.
You can always
I
hold
don't
your
think I-
action.
In
for
these kinds
something
of
if
fights,
you
I
want.
believe there's going to be plenty of time that you're not doing.
Yeah.
You don't have a chance to do anything.
I'm just checking if there's anything I can do with my other items, and the answer is no. I can take up my sword and wave it at them, but that would just be annoying. Yeah, so I'm not going to do any more. I'll just try and take out the cannon, chaps. We're going to turn shortly and then try and board them. That's it.
Okay. It's going to be them. Okay. It's going to be at disadvantage, but someone's actually going to make a weapon attack that isn't a cannon.
Whoa!
It's going to be a short bow.
Oh.
What they're shooting at?
You.
Excellent.
Music too is skeleton
First one.
holes.
Is going to miss because that was a 3 on the dice. The second, they're at disadvantage, so it's probably still going to miss because that's only a 10. So these 2 arrows just sort of Aussie.
So I will bonus action attack to reload.
Yep.
Because all of our cool reloading stuff is done.
That's not
for
like a
the
monk
moment.
thing where you have to have done an attack in order to use your bonus attack as a.
It is not. I can just,
Okay,
as a
that's fine.
bonus attack, I can make a. As a bonus action, I can make an attack with a weapon or make an unarmed strike.
Perfectly reasonable.
So I will then do my repentant strike on the cannon for all the same shit. On the, I've just picked up the damage dice again for the damaged cannon.
Okay.
That is a 6 on the dice, making it a 14, which I don't believe hits, correct?
It does not.
So I will use my second channel divinity to give myself a +10.
Wonderful. Certainly hits. You see it starting to go slightly off course, so just get one of the gods to just, bring it in slightly.
A big tentacle pops out of the ocean and gently dunges it.
Gross.
And then it is the damage.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much damage are you doing?
It is a scabby tentacle, specifically.
Of course,
Lovely.
it's the best kind. 10.
The scabby
13,
tentacle. That's a
15,
tavern.
19.
19.
So it's
That's
got like
perfect.
1 health left if it's the same as ours.
You were aiming for the cannon.
Yes, the already damaged cannon.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was. In which case, it looks extremely bent and broken, half leaning against the floor, but it's still technically usable.
Damn it!
Wait, you did a cold shot, but you used your bonus to reload?
Oh, that's true. So it was.
That's why I was
on the hull.
confused. That's why I was confused.
Because it wasn't already loaded. So yes, it
I
was
was
just
gonna
on
say,
the
yes.
hull then.
That's because I think that's why I was just like, yeah, it must have been the hull because you used your bonus.
On the hull,
Must
but
have been
like
the
just
hull.
below that cannon.
yeah, exactly. Next up, they're going to be moving.
Do you have a second attack?
I do as a bonus action, but I used it to reload.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they're going to go slight rotation. There we go.
Guys, I think they want to ram us.
That.
Hey guys,
What? Crazy.
their ship's a little bigger, and I think they want to ram us.
Next up, well, you'll be happy to know the cannons can't aim at you.
That's good. And how close are they to us? Because I may have a fireball in my back pocket for them.
Yeah, they're 150 feet from you
Oh,
currently.
wait. Where did you put it on the ship? Where
Just
on the?
to the that was to the front where they are standing, which is at the cannons, is about 185. The closest. How far is Cannonball has a third?
Fireball has
Fireballs.
120.
No, sorry, not the range to how it can hit the area of effect.
A 20
20
foot
foot
radius.
20 foot. So you'd
In
need to
mind-
get at least 170-ish feet. You're 170-ish feet from where it would hit them.
But bear in mind that there might be
I
the
know.
first one to rescue might be on board that ship.
Yeah, but they're probably below deck.
People below deck screaming. Who knows? Okay.
At this range, can we see if this is the Sea Witch?
They didn't tell us
Very
what the.
interesting question. I will let you do a perception with all the chaos.
I'm
It doesn't
below
count as any
deck,
kind
so
of action.
I cannot.
Then you personally cannot see whether.
Yeah.
No, you can peek through the hole that's been made for the cannonballs. No, this is most likely the Sea Witch. The crew is fairly similar, and the person at the helm, an old dwarf lady with a dragon on her shoulder. It's
Oh,
fairly,
cool. Fireballs it is then.
They are going to aim at somebody. I would imagine it's probably going to be. Right, you are 200 feet away. She is 200, but it would hit you anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna.
So it's going to be disadvantaged. Miss. That one, maybe that one will hit. No, so that's going to be a 13. So these two crossbow bolts go firing across.
Are you getting right in line for them?
Yeah, square up. Pesto.
Our hull's fine. 5, 10,
Sure.
15, 20, 25, 30. I'm holding a fireball for when we come within range of.
Yeah, you can hold an
People.
attack, I believe. The holding actions is always a bit funky, but I think you can. So when you say in range of people, the first person, the main group of people?
When.
Because the first person would be when the person at the front of those four of them is.
Yes. The main group of them. I want to hit as many as possible.
So, like, the center of them, unless they move, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my
Yeah.
That makes sense.
2 of the little guys will reload it, and 2 of them will be on standby for
Okay, so
pretty fun.
reloads. And then, Niffy, it is your turn.
So just to check, Rowan, your minions are doing the next 2 reloads as and when they're needed?
They did one right now, so that it's loaded
Yeah.
at the start of Niffy's turn, and they're going to do the other one right after Niffy fires.
So, Niffy will be able to fire twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, 2
If
people
she-
in the
if
same
she
cannon
wants.
can't have it reloaded all the time.
Yeah. So what you can do, Purdy, is you can say that you want to hit something specific, like the cannon that's nearly dead, or the people.
Can I reach that though within my within
Yes.
where the angle we're at.
Yeah,
think
so the
it's, like,
cannon...
Right
the
at
cannon,
the edge of that.
Yeah, the cannon can hit the ship. The bits that you can hit are the masts. You can choose any of the 3 masts. You can choose the deck at the front, the deck in the middle, or the deck at the back. You can choose. You can also choose any of the cannons, or you can choose the helm.
Cool. That's all I want to know. I want to know the cannon that we're attacking.
The cannon that is currently most damaged is Cannon 2, which is,
The one on the right.
if my
on
ping
the bottom.
works. If my ping works.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Yes, that one. Which was hit pretty hefty, like.
It's got like 1 HP
So
left.
if I'm going for that one,
Mm-hmm.
is it at
So
disadvantage?
you have to do a call shot, which is your bonus, to say you want to do the
Yeah, that's what I want
the more
to do.
specific shot, and then you just roll to hit, and the AC goes up.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Fuck off.
I'm going to assume that wasn't good.
No, that would be a 9 again.
A 9. Unfortunately, you tried
on.
to aim, but
Wait, I need to check something.
I thought you only had 2
Uh,
channel divinities.
I do have 2 I have 2 channel divinities. I sort of have a third. I just need to check if I have my reaction.
I'm going to sort of have a third.
One of my items gives me an extra use.
Okay, fine.
But yes, because guided strike only takes a reaction when I'm doing it for someone else, and I did it for me on my turn, so it wasn't a reaction. So I have a reaction for plus
That's
10
hilarious.
with my items channel divinity for guided strike.
You can't even be mad at it because it's so fucking specific
Yes,
in its
yes.
use.
Yes.
It's so
What?
specific.
Number was your roll?
That would make it 19 altogether.
Then a 19 does hit. Once again, you're just like maniacally, just like.
And how
Otherwise
many
it's like,
d10s is it?
That way. How
3.
many
It
d10s? It's
doesn't
3.
matter, I don't think.
3.
It does matter. It's 3
Oh.
d10. Didn't hit the cannon last time. Hit the hole.
Oh,
Right.
Yes, I meant to hit it. So you want 20 damage here, Purdy. So 3d10
Yeah,
plus
well,
your
I've
dex
got
modifier.
28, so...
28. Fine. You fire off the cannon. Boom! And the cannon just absolutely disabled, explodes.
Yeah.
And the 2 of them are going to make their dexterity saves, which is actually important this time. I believe the ruling was under there. It's the DC equal to 8
Under
plus your
where?
proficiency plus your dexterity. So what is your roll to hit? It's 7, isn't it?
Plus 7, yeah.
Yeah, fine. So that would be a DC of 15, which means one of them certainly saves. The other...
Roll a d8 for us, Purdy.
20, I think.
5.
Okay, so the one standing at the back, the one that's got sort of more armor on, takes a bit of damage. 5 damage.
You have a second attack to do as well.
Yep.
The minions.
Come on, you've been my good guys. Stop playing me up.
Oh, this raises a question, Alex.
Ha.
Yes.
Cold shot was
Yep.
for the cannon. Does the second shot have to be at the same cannon?
Very good question, because I guess I didn't think about cold shots and multiple attacks. I will say that basically the second attack can't be called, because the bonus was for that first one, so you can just attack the hole on that second attack.
Cool, that's my plan for 25.
25 most certainly hits, yeah. You re-aim,
Kaboom.
fire it off.
Still 3d10.
Yeah.
Ready to?
18.
Wonderful.
I will say, friends, there is an unintended consequence to all of this stuff that I've got with different charges, etc. And that is that I have so
Oh,
many
no.
boxes to tick whenever I do anything.
Oh
I
no.
have so many boxes, and they're all in different parts of the character sheet.
Oh, no.
It's okay. My unintended consequence of this character is tracking 5 different HP, 6, including the ship. 6 different HPs and action.
My unintended consequence is tracking the health of different parts of ships, and we really just made this far more complex, didn't we? Okay.
Well, in fairness,
We
once-
did, yes.
Once you've
You
shared
did it
this
for your
cube with
characters.
Rowan about our ship, you won't need to track our ship stuff anyway.
Yeah. It's okay on their side of things. It's gonna be. Can they do anything within that range? Do I want? No. Okay. But they will move because that's the sort of thing they do.
No, they don't have to.
It's okay, they can't reach us yet.
In fact, actually, if I'm doing the same rules as Yi and Thee, then I'll just go to the front about there. Actually, no.
Aren't they slowed by the wind right now?
Yep.
Cool.
Which means
No, don't run away from the fireball. Come back.
That's totally what they're running away from. Uh-huh. Monty?
Did you? Oh, you just moved the characters.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Monty needs re-rolling for the wind. Doesn't change.
So the ship is. When does the ship move? I got confused.
Their ship moves on the helmsman's turn.
Well, yes.
How does ship movement work if there is not a helmsman present, Alex?
It continues on the path that it is set on, so the sails will be set to a certain speed, which for you guys is currently 75, and it will just go in a straight line.
Whee! Okay. Where are we going, Monty?
So it's my turn. Sorry.
It's your turn.
It was my turn. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to heave 2. We're going to stop.
Okay, now did I put it in the thingy? It takes a certain amount to
Oh, that's
Are
it
you going to
depends.
make me waste my fireball?
slow down.
No, but
Well, they're
the
still going
problem,
to move towards
the
us.
problem we have is that they are trying to ram us. If I stop now, they can't reach us in one go. If I move
In one
forwards, yeah. But if they don't reach us in one go, then we'll be closer than 70 feet to them.
Okay.
You know, I didn't write it in, and I apologise for that. And if you have major issue with this, which I don't think you do, that'd be a thing. My idea was to stop because a ship cannot stop instantly. It would just be half of the speed that you're currently going.
Well,
That's the distance you have to travel. So it's about 30 feet forwards.
Okay, I need to rethink that. Maybe.
That'll take us to...
It's not very far.
Here.
Yeah, you wouldn't
No,
go
that's-
very far.
Point is, you've got a distance of 70. That's okay.
They currently have a distance of 65 because of the wind.
But they're going to end up there, which is going to be awkward for us. Oh, okay, okay. Actually, that works all right.
We can just keep going, right?
Yeah, but if I keep going, we're going to be broadside onto them. And then when we come to turn, so at the moment, right, they will come forwards. So if they're going to try and ram us, they'll either come to they might come straight forwards or they might come towards us, but they can't get to us. So the next round, we would be close enough to ram them
Okay.
or go alongside them. But if I keep moving,
Do we have the turning radius to get that turn and ram?
that was the other question I was going to ask Alex, actually. If we turn, because I can turn up to 90 degrees in a turn, how does that,
I thought you can only do 45 in a turn.
no, up to 90 it says in the rules.
You can turn up to 90 degrees as long as you are moving at the time. So it kind of
Yeah.
be like a...
So how far, would it just turn on a sixpence, turn on the mast, or would it sort of go on the curve, or how would that work?
The way I've done it is you can effectively just turn on a dime because so can they. As long as it's even between the two,
Because it's
it's
magic.
fine.
So therefore, yeah. So I don't want to be broadside onto them, because when we turn, we'll end up either having to go across in front of their gun. So if we're here, they'll just shoot their bow gun at us. At the moment, they can't shoot the cannon at us at all.
I'm going to need a decision.
Well, that's what I was.
Your captain, you've been thinking about it more than I have.
I have,
What
but
do
I
you think?
didn't know we were going to be 35 foot forward. So I think we're still okay. So they
You
might
stopping?
be able to turn and hit us with their bow chaser, but that's okay because they'll still be close enough, I think, unless they stop as well.
What's the bow chaser?
The gun at the front points out the front.
They don't have a front one.
That we know of.
We don't know that. We don't know yet. We haven't been in a position where they'd shoot it.
Ours is secret. They could have a secret one, but we should assume that...
I'm gonna stick with my original plan. Come to a
Yeah.
halt at this point because we're either going to turn and they're going to chase us. We're going to turn in and they're going to ram us, or we're going to stop. So we're going to stop.
Boom. You pull up the sails and skirt to a little stop. Anything with bonuses or anything?
I don't know. What's my range? 100 and... Can't reach.
I suppose you can shoot the hull with your pistol.
I can. I don't think I'll do an awful lot of damage, but I think I'll give it a miss. Which is what I do with a pistol, funny enough. Next.
It is him at the front. There's Turn who's going to across the other cannon.
Oh.
Aussie.
They get to turn into us.
Mark, as I'm sure we would have had many conversations in the time we've been aboard about tactics, etc. In this kind of position, would you have told Aussie it is better to pick people off and get them overboard, or to keep firing the cannon?
Well, in this particular case, what I'm hoping to do is we're going to go and try and board them, because we're going to try and rescue somebody. So if we're going to come alongside them on this side, which is what I'm hoping for, then knocking those cannon out would be the best thing, because we're going to come alongside those cannon in a moment.
Okie dokie.
The only thing is they might just turn left.
I think they're going to turn on us, seeing as that person went to the other side to that cannon.
Yeah. So in this particular case, yeah, take out the people.
Okay. I am going to unlimber my heavy crossbow and fire it at. Am I doing it at the person at the cannon, the person who has just gone up onto the bridge, or the captain? Alex, from where the captain is she gonna fall off the back of the ship, or is she gonna fall into the rowboat?
Probably into the rowboat.
Then I shall do it to the person who is at the cannon.
Okay.
On the far side.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, I was planning on saving that last guided strike for myself, so this is at disadvantage. But I'll give it a try anyway. With a Repentant Strike, with using the crossbow. Oh, lovely. 19 and 15. So that is a 23 to hit this person here.
Okay, hits.
So the initial damage then is a d10 plus a d6. 16 damage to them.
Okay.
I'm going to then use because I get to choose the order in which things happen. I'm going to activate my weapon mastery.
Mm-hmm.
He is pushed 10 feet directly away from me, which should put him overboard.
Is there no saving on that at all, or is that
There
just
is no save.
That is.
But there's a size restriction, so they can't be bigger than large, basically.
I am going to give them, not for your thing, but I am going to give them a dexterity save, because there is a railing on the ship which they would be pushed into, which they could be pushed over.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just they're immediately going to fall. It's like hitting a wall, except there's a
Sure.
chance. So I'm still going to give them that chance to not completely fall off. That's not an effect of you, that's an effect of the ship.
That being the having always been the case within physics then of the world, would there be any detriment to that if they were prone? Would they then not hit the railing and they just kind of slide under? Because I could try and knock them prone.
The railing has rails. I would probably just give them the same dexterity saving throw, like it's a magical thing, kind of boosting them backwards even if they're prone. So it'd probably just be the same.
Okay, in that case I will wait until you tell me the result.
Sure. Now, what do I set the dexterity save to?
You could always try and do it like concentration.
Yeah. What was the damage?
Was 16.
16. So
DC 10 then?
DC 10. Which they only just reached
Cool.
as a 10. So they will be prone, because I think that sets them for prone anyway, but they will just get bashed into the side and not.
It doesn't set them to prone.
It doesn't set them prone. I'm surprised, considering it knocked them back, but fair enough.
So I will then do the second thing.
Okay.
So I will make it a maneuver as a goading attack. So they need to make a DC 14 wisdom save, and it does an extra d8 of damage.
Crazy that you could decide that afterwards, but I love it. They got a natural one, so that's going to be
An extra 3 radiant damage as there's like a kind of a dark green scorch mark on them.
Wonderful.
Did they pass or fail that? Sorry.
Fail.
Fail. That means that they have disadvantage on any attack rolls against anything that isn't me.
Okay, you may have to remember that for me. That's a lot.
Fine.
That's fine.
And then, sorry.
What are you, a monk?
How many amends do you have?
Because I have levels in fighter.
So my go is we stop.
How many modifiers on a single attack do you have to check before?
Rowan, has the cannon been reloaded?
Is it a Thursday, and are you wearing purple trousers?
Listen, if
No.
Mercury's in retrograde, the cannon hasn't been reloaded.
The last reload was between Purdy's attacks, so Purdy has fired it last.
Okay, so have I used my bonus action? I don't think so, because that was all just from one attack. So I will use a bonus action
Yeah.
to reload the cannon,
Reloaded.
and then I will action surge so many boxes to tick so that I can do any action. I get an additional action except the magic action, so I will then just fire the cannon regularly, which
Okay.
you said uses dex, right? Which will not be very good, but I will give it. 15.
Hits.
Yay. 9, 14, 20, -1 for 19 for the hull.
Okay. God. Do you know, I've never, like, you've done so much there that I think I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed at the slightest. I just got bored.
How rude! I'll put more fluff on it next
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
Okay, fluff yourself next time. Okay, they're going to
I'm never not
rotate,
fluffing myself.
like, within 90 degrees is about there.
Oh no, I have to check stuff. What the
And
hell?
then they're going to...
What the fuck was
go,
that turn?
into the wind. Who's looking at that?
Well, they've lost one cannon, so they're trying to come broadside onto us with their two.
I know, but they just turned on the spot. They just went.
Yeah, but that's...
Yeah,
Oh,
we do that.
apparently none of them went with that.
We won.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Okay, and they still aren't in any kind of ability to use the cannon. But...
You left behind your guy that I hit, Alex, the one without the background.
Oh, I did.
They are now in the exact range that I was hoping for them to be.
Fine.
So my fireball will go off.
Okay, you fire off a fireball in the center.
Oh. And yeah, I'm aiming for the center mast because then it'll blast and hit the others all around it.
So here's a question, Alex: is this hitting mast, 3 cannons, 2 people, and deck, as it's an AOE?
Yes. Yes.
It's a DC save 16.
Well, all of the parts of the ship obviously fail. You
Oh, this is where we find out if fire damage does more, because it's wood.
fail. Success. Success. So, this one fails. The other 2 succeed.
I love rolling 8d6. Okay. Oh. Hello, 5s. Hello, 4s. Hello, 1 and 3.
Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my...
Hello. Is it 5s you're looking for?
28 fire damage.
Hello? It's me. 28 fire damage, halved for some of them, but not all of them.
Hello from all your dice.
How much did you say? Sorry, I've got distracted immediately by the singing.
28 fire damage for those that took it all.
Wonderful.
All of those are parody. We can't be sued. Cam sent me a message saying, "I beg of you to stop."
The one that moved to the other side, yeah, they're
Dead
dead. You
fell?
just completely
Cool.
scorched them to nothingness. These two over here, which would be you, so it's half of 28 is 14. I know that one. And that one. Wonderful. They are hurt, but it is not doing too much. And then 28 to those means we're at that. One of the cannons is already destroyed, and the main mast go. Cool. There's all the burn as a lot of the ship is set slightly on fire. There is fire around, although I'm not gonna. I know there's the whole wood thing. I'm not gonna have it last in a particularly noted way. We'll say it's wood that's protected a little bit from that, not in damage wise, but just that it doesn't stay set on fire. And that was quite a good attack. I've forgotten
Thank you.
whose turn it was.
It was mine, so my little guys will. They
it's
will. You
your-
did
it
reload.
It wasn't your turn.
Oh, no, that was my held action. Right.
That's
It
yes.
had
You're so right.
So,
my turn, then
the,
ship moved,
mm.
so their helmsman's turn
The ship's helmsman, yeah.
is what it was.
So it's whoever's after their helmsman.
Yep.
I regret to inform everyone I can only do that once.
Oh, and it was such a useless attack. Can't do anything with that, so it's going to go over to here. They're going to go over to there. They are going to go to here and fire again at maybe one day they'll hit. Ah, you're within range this time. What are you called? Aussie with the crossbow, which means is a 19 and a 14.
They miss.
They both miss. What's your AC at? 20?
22.
22. It's crazy.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna stand
How?
behind you. If
Oh, because he's min-maxed. We already know
My,
this.
my resting AC is 22.
Yeah, it's because he's min-maxed. In which case
I'm
we'll move
optimized for a
to...
concept.
Yep, you're min-maxed. If you have to use the word optimize, then you're min-maxed. Pesto.
The lady that just stepped up, is going to get a firebolt to the face, probably.
Okay. You're back on the main deck, aren't you?
Yep. That is an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Cool.
All I'm learning from every time we do a fight is I just need to keep making it harder and harder.
Yeah.
Like, this one's harder than the last one, but it's just going to have to get harder.
More!
Next time, a Kraken.
That's the same as the start of any campaign.
No, to be honest, I don't mind too much. You guys having an easy time, it makes the beginning a bit more fun.
14 fire damage to her face.
Yeah.
And I'm going to scurry closer to Ozzy, because I don't want to get shot back.
You would know it as a 10-foot range.
Yeah, Niffy.
My little guys are on standby to reload as needed.
But it's not reloaded currently.
I reloaded it and fired it.
Yeah.
Oh, then my little guys will reload it and be on standby for your mid.
So it is loaded.
It is loaded.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Also, just so you're aware, the cannonades are now in range.
So can I hit that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna aim for that one then. 15.
Unfortunately, that will not hit, but it will still hit the hull.
Cool.
So you aim for the cannons, and just hits the hull instead.
I totally meant to do that.
Sorry, I can't do anything this time. I'm out.
17.
Ozzy, fix it!
17, you said?
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay. They're being damaged as things go along.
Is it getting reloaded?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool. That ain't gonna do shit anyway, that's a 10.
No, that one completely misses. Somehow, your point blank range, straight over the top. You aim a little higher and it just goes phew, over the ship.
Totally not trained in this.
You're only proficient. They're going to cast a spell of some kind, and you see this sort of wooden bark-like texture come over their body. You would assume that it is the spell
Bark skin.
Woof.
Wolf skin.
And then we get to the end of that round of initiative. Which means we leave it as it is. I think, considering that's the first time we've ever done a larger scale version of this with lots of people, that was relatively successful, actually.
You went really well.
I know what adjustments to
A few
make.
times.
There you go. In the midst of battle, cannons firing. So I think this will get smoother and faster as we go along. I will be adjusting things, moving this over to a Google Doc. To be fair, Google Sheets. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I think because I wanted it to look fancy, which is nice, but I think the fanciness just makes it more awkward.
Be adding specific counters to Ozzy's ridiculous AC and...
Not yet. Not yet. Like I said, to be honest, I have
there's plenty of stuff that
absolutely...
he's either bad at or just okay at. Like it's.
I am not annoyed in any way that it is easier for you in that sort of a sense. For two reasons. One, because the objectives are larger than just having big fights. Secondly, this would be less fun if you were losing, and it's the beginning of the campaign. Like, you know... Like last time, I think there was a mistake that you were too weak to fight anything, and it definitely was frustrating for you. So you're proficient people.
Yeah,
you know how to use a ship. You know what you're doing. You're someone set up for this. It's fine.
It's good. I like it.
But hopefully you have enjoyed this little session of ours. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Magic Myths and Mayhem. Thank you to Dark Fantasy Studio and Nicolas Judy and Ovani for the use of their music in this episode. And a big thanks to you for listening. If you want to hear more behind-the-scenes content, alongside extra art and lore, please consider joining our Patreon by searching Magic Myths and Mayhem on patreon.com, or watch our extra content and games on twitch.com. For now, thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time. I'll see you then.
Yeah, the spellcasting kind or the sandwich kind?
That's what you went with? The sandwich kind?
Yeah.